sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Hit the like button on your way in. I hope everybody's having a great morning. The Fins tailgate is in the building. What's going on, brother? Listen, I'm about to drop the link because this stream is for you all. What would you have the Miami Dolphins do this offseason if you were making the decisions? I decided to do this stream because I want to hear where the pulse of the people are, what everybody believe, how they feel about it, and what would they do. Got to be honest with y'all, I'm kind of out of words with my team. It's been a frustrating roller coaster. Before I get started, I'm gonna drop this link, but before I get started, y'all give me about 5 minutes. I'm heartbroken, man. Like, not in the literal sense, but I'm just like, I'm tired, man. I just feel like the Dolphins continue to do irresponsible things, like to come out and say that we're moving forward with Tua next year, right? We're gambling. And we're gambling with bad odds. We're literally gambling, man. Like, even if I wanted to live under the assumption that he's going to play at an elite level, even if I wanted to just say that, even though there ain't no proof of that. Even if I wanted to say that, we're gambling with the simple fact that this man hadn't been healthy for a full season for like 5 years, all the way back into college. And this is what we got to move forward dealing with. Like, it's just irresponsible, y'all. It's irresponsible. And I'm tired of it, man. It's exhausting. Losing is exhausting. And I'm frustrated, man. People this Tua situation is aggravating, man. It's aggravating. And I'm over it. I'm so over it, man. And these narratives, they just don't stop. This whole notion that, oh, well, Tua the reason why we got to the playoffs. Tua was the reason we were in the situation we were in. Like, why people can't understand that? We were 8-3 with Tua. He's the main reason we got into the playoffs. Then why were we 8-8? Or to be more precise, why were we 8-7? Tua Tagovailoa is the reason we went from 8-3 to 8-7 as well. So even if I don't live off of he's gonna be a great quarterback, he's been nothing but inconsistent for 3 years. I don't care if you get 4 games a year where he looks like an MVP. You also get 4 games a year he look like he don't belong in the league. And we're sitting here doubling and tripling down. Gosh, man, people want to be in the man. People want to be real contenders. People want to feel like they have a real chance. And all of these quarterbacks, good quarterbacks, at least an upgrade of a quarterback is going to be available. And we just chilling. We just chilling. Julian Ferrasi, I can't afford to live with that mentality. Julian said, regardless, let's make it work somehow. That's what we've been trying to do for 20 plus years. At what point do we just stop and say accountability? Instead of, okay, this is what they have, let's make it work. This is what they have, let's make it work. At what point do we say, hey, man, what you got ain't good enough? At what point do we get critical of our team instead of letting them just throw out a product every year that fails? And we just sit there and be like, well, keep abusing us. It's okay. We got your back. I'm sorry. I'm the type of person, I'm leading the charge and calling the organization out. Calling them out. It applies for everybody in this world except them. If you go to work and you do 80% of your work every day and gets behind, eventually what's going to happen? Your employer ain't going to say, it's okay, let's just make it work. No, eventually you're going to get fired. All right, man, let me drop this link. If anybody want to come in and tell me what would they do if they were general manager of the Miami Dolphins, what would you do at this point? How would you handle it? What moves would you make? I just dropped the link. Do me a favor, come in. Let me put my headphones on, man. What's up, Pete? I see you, homie. TD, that's the show link, not the stream yard. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm all over the place, man. My bad. They're gonna stream yard link, y'all. Let me pin it to the top. All right, there you go. My bad. Hit that like button on your way in, y'all. What up, Mark?
Hey, TD, coming from the opposing team's viewpoint, but I'm looking at it from kind of a Dolphin perspective. As a Bills fan, I look at the continuation of this whole regime as being a losing operation. And I'm not trying to be negative on the Dolphins. I'm just trying to say that I think Greer has been a failure. His drafts have been a failure. The majority of his trades have been a failure. And this team is in the position of it that it's in because he hasn't been fired by Ross. I don't know why. There may be skeletons in the closet that doesn't allow Ross to fire him. But the bottom line is Greer has just gutted this team. He's stripped them of their draft capital. He's stripped them of their draft choices, made ridiculously horrible drafts. He's completely busted out on the 2020 draft if you look at that mess. Because you've got, Tua instead of Herbert, you've got Austin Jackson instead of Justin Jefferson, you've got Igbenogany instead of Dobbins,
a million people,
or Jonathan Taylor or T Higgins or anything else, and you look at the totality of that draft. What have you really got? You got a busted up Brandon Jones with a blown out knee. You've got Raquan Dawkins or Rayshawn Davis, who is meh at best. Robert Hunt, who's good but not great. Strobridge is gone. Curtis Weaver is gone. The running back that you picked in the 7th round is gone. The highlight of your draft.
All right.
Literally Robert Hunt and your
pause for me. Pause for me, Mark. Pause for me, Mark. All right, Mark. You're a Dolphins fan, bro.
Yeah, he is.
No, I know a lot about the Dolphins because they're AFC East competition, and I'd like them to improve because I'm a firm believer in that the better a team gets in your division, the better your own team is going to get. It's iron sharpening iron. And
Mark, Mark, you're a Dolphins fan, bro. Just come on, bro. Change your name. We will embrace you, Mark. You know too much about our team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
I don't want to be embraced by a losing organization. As a matter of fact, the depths of their despair. Yeah, before their owner passed away and they brought in new ownership, I had given up on the whole damn thing. I barely put them on Sundays. I never bought any merchandise. I don't want anything to do with them. If you're gonna be crap, okay, you don't deserve support.
Mark, okay. You give the Dolphins so much of your time and energy, buddy. I mean, let's be real.
You know what? It's fair. You're a Bills fan, Mark, but we're gonna start calling you the undercover Dolphin fan because I love it. I love how much you know about us. Actually, it just means you're a football head, bro. At the end of the day, and I love me some football heads, man. I appreciate your knowledge. But you're right. I got to comment on something you said. You said something very intriguing, Mark, that I used to say, but I forgot all about it, and now you brought it back up. We might be, oh my gosh, y'all ain't. Did y'all catch what Mark said? And we just blew past it. He said one thing that was very profound that I forgot about.
Good morning, TD. If I sound choppy, let me know.
You sound great, bro. Do y'all realize what Mark just said that might just be 1,000% correct and we're screwed?
I would rather you say it because I got to be honest. Sometimes Mark talks and I kind of zone out,
He said it so casually as if it's a possibility, but ran past it. But bro, he said, "What's up, Kaz?" He said Chris Greer basically knows the skeletons, and that's probably why he can't fire Greer. When you truly think about it, look at the whole Flores situation. Stephen Ross had to choose between Greer and Flores, correct?
Yeah. Right.
He chose Greer.
Greer lied for him.
Making Greer his boy. Greer knows the truth about everything that went down.
Mm-hmm.
And this could
he
be
was the main cause.
And this could very well be why we're in this situation going year after year with the same crap, because you can't fire the person who knows all of the secrets.
I got another thing to add to that, TD. You know, we're Dolphins fans. Our goal is a Super Bowl. Chris Greer, who works for the owner, yeah, he has a GM title, a talent, but what's really their goal? Their goal isn't our goal. Their goal is to make money. Their goal is to, take Stephen Ross's investment and make it worth the investment and get a return. And since Stephen Ross has been here, that's exactly what he's done. Between the stadium, the racetrack, all the other investments he puts attaching it to this organization. So that's why Chris, along with knowing where the bodies are buried, for lack of a better term, that's why we're in this position. Their goal is not our goal. They say it is, but if that was the case, then why are we continuing to do the same thing every 2, 3, 5 years cycle?
I just want to say this. Call me a flip-flopper, guys, but I've had a lot of time to think about this situation.
You
And
better
when
not
we
say
look at
nothing pro Tua. I promise you,
no,
Pete.
no, Tua, no. This is, you see, I'm talking about Christopher Greer, TD. Christopher Greer, I've been in my feelings with this guy since the very beginning. He's a patriot. I can't trust him. Then I went on as a fan to sit here and say, he can't draft rookies, so I don't like him. But this season, even early on in the season when I didn't believe, when I actually came to fruition and looked at this roster and actually made myself say, this is a quarterback away to going to the Super Bowl. There's not many teams you can sit here and say, this is a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl team. And it doesn't even have to be an elite quarterback. So in my opinion, everything I said about Chris Greer in the past, I've been pretty much right on. That's why I've disliked him. He's missed on draft picks, and he's been an expatriate I couldn't trust. I got to get out of my feelings with that, because at the end of the day, if you plug in the right guy right now for Christopher Greer, and I'm going to sit here and say it, Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson is the end piece to Christopher Greer's rebuild since 2018, we are a Super Bowl contending team from here and years to come. You can actually win with Lamar Jackson with a window of the 2 years we have with the veterans and Lamar Jackson's leadership.
Pete, you there?
I'm sorry, guys. You guys go ahead. I got to go. I'm going to tune down. I got to answer this phone call, fellas. Thank you for having me up. I'll be right back, TD. I'm sorry.
You're good, bro.
I mean, I like what P said. But I don't think that's going to happen because y'all haven't shown that y'all are able to move off of Tua. You know how many desperate quarterback needy teams are going to be trying to get Lamar if Lamar hits the market?
The Jets owner said that they will not be outbid for any quarterback that they want. So
and
imagine us rolling into next season with Lamar and Allen to face in our own division.
Well, the Jets quarterback can jet it because that's an idiotic statement to be living in a state that has taxes the way they do. I mean, so outbidding, he just be quiet, man.
But TD, I saw your show the other day. Like you was talking about the salary cap and how y'all push your money back. That's going to be bad trying to sign your younger, newer players. And y'all definitely in your window right now.
It hurts for the future, but here's the deal. It definitely hurts for the future, but you do stuff like that only for a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. But you said y'all were doing it for like 4 of y'all players. Like if you think about it, if y'all had a competent quarterback that game and probably Byron Jones healthy, y'all would have easily won that game.
Possibly. Hey, Caslin, is it?
Yeah.
You were saying you disagree. Talk to us, bro.
I just disagree with Lamar Jackson because he can't stay healthy either. So if he's not on the field, I mean, what's the point? It's the same thing with Tua.
Well, I look at them as two different unable to stay healthy situations. Lamar Jackson has like a 80% usage of that offense. Tua is a 50% usage of the offense. So the more usage you have, the more prone to injury you are. If Lamar Jackson had the receiver weapons that the Miami Dolphins had, he wouldn't have to be the superhero all the time. And I mean, when you think about it, they're asking Lamar Jackson to be the superhero on about 12 plays a game where they say, hey, it's on you. In Miami, you would only have to do that 3 to 4 times. Those 12 times put you at a much greater, 3 times more greater exposure to injury. You're being used. You're being asked to extend your body in ways that no quarterback should. So when we talk about injuries in Lamar, I always point to his usage. And basically, he's increasing his probability of getting injured. Tua, on the other hand, has a decreased probability, but yet has an increased occurrence. He has increased occurrences in relation to the rest of the NFL. Tua is by far the most injured quarterback in the NFL in the last 3 years. By far. Not even close, bro. So I get what you're saying, though. You still don't overlook Lamar Jackson's injury history. But I got to say, I'm not worried about his as much as I'm worried about Tua, not even close. That's all.
And one thing I want to say, too, about the difference between Tua and Lamar is Lamar has little knick-knack injuries that maybe last a week or two versus Tua has more severe injuries that have longer sustained him out of the game.
The other thing is Jackson's out from 4 to 6 to 8 to half a season at a time.
We also don't have the cap we don't have the cap room, and we don't have the draft picks to even think about Lamar Jackson.
Well, we have the cap space, and we have the assets. That's always that's not true. As far as, I mean, we just did an article yesterday and a video on how easy it'll be for Miami to clear up $40 million of cap space, and that's without trading any player. I personally feel like we could be setting ourselves up for the next 4 years of just purgatory. But, you know, I feel like we're setting ourselves up to become the Tony Romo Dallas Cowboys. Always at the end of the season fighting to get in, and even if we do, it's a first round exit.
I get that. I think if we got somebody to come in that's serviceable for a quarterback for the next 3 to 5 years, you could draft a quarterback in 2024, 2025, whatever you want, whatever draft class you want, and let them learn behind whatever quarterback we have. So, like, go get a Derek Carr. You know, Derek Carr's not going to cost you anything because he's not going to allow the Raiders to get anything for him. So they're going to end up releasing him. So he'll be able to go wherever he wants. You bring him here, pay him $30 million a year for the next 5 years, draft a quarterback 2025, and let them learn behind him. That would be the best option, because that puts you in the boat for possible playoff runs and Super Bowl runs with Derek Carr, with this offense, and it gives you your future quarterback. It allows you to let your future quarterback develop as well behind a serviceable veteran.
What do you do with Tua?
Trade him for a second-round pick or a third-round pick, whatever you can get for him. Get rid of him. You could probably get a third-round pick for him. I don't know if you're going to get a second. You might buy a desperate team, but I don't think so. I don't think you get a second-round pick. You'll probably definitely get a third-round pick. Somebody will drop a third-round pick for him.
TD, I don't know about you, but Ahmed didn't look too bad this season. Dude looked hard to tackle. Yeah, but he ain't getting enough reps. McDaniel want to use his guys until they got hurt. Who is that about to speak?
No, I just want to ask your opinion real quick on if, let's say, for instance, they get rid of Chris Greer. What are your opinions of elevating Reggie McKenzie?
But they're not getting rid of Chris Greer. He know where the bodies are buried.
Okay, I was just saying, what was your opinion on, let's say, Reggie McKenzie or the other one?
Well, I don't have any opinion about anybody in that office because they're already there. Where is their influence to begin with? Where are the fruits of their suggestions to begin with?
TD, can I say something about the quarterback situation?
Yes, sir.
Listen, I know Lamar personally because I went to San Lucia, so he was in Boynton. I know you're from Hollywood, so I'm from West Palm before I moved to Houston. Love the kid, right? But we can afford to get him, but in order to get him, we're going to have to make him top 3 highest paid quarterbacks in the league at a minimum.
That's right.
I think we go for Derek Carr. I don't like Derek Carr.
Let me ask you this question first, and then we'll keep going down this path. If you got Lamar, could you win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years?
I think that we can. I definitely think that we can.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. If
I also think. Sorry, go ahead, TD.
No, that's on me. I cut you off, but go ahead.
But I also think that we can win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr and pay significantly less. I don't think that we're an elite quarterback away from the Super Bowl. I think we're just a middle-of-the-pack quarterback away from the Super Bowl.
I don't think. Well, Tua is a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. He'd be good enough if that's
but
the
he's
case.
always hurt, So
number one in QBR though.
Yeah, that's fine. QBR don't get you playoff wins. Okay.
Yeah, I got.
Remember what I said to you one time, Tia, about Tannehill? If we had Tannehill this year, we would have won the Super Bowl.
Well, let's back up for a second, okay? Let's go to the Chargers game.
Okay.
Let's put Derek Carr in that Chargers game.
Oh, we win that.
No, I don't know. Let me tell you why. It wasn't. Don't get me wrong. Tua missed some opportunities, but Tua wasn't the only one to blame in that Chargers game. They literally put their hands on these receivers, interrupted their timing, got them off of their routes. You don't need a Derek Carr to overcome that. You need a playmaker. You need a guy who, everything break it down. Let me go. Let me get to work. That's the difference between the Derek Carr and a Lamar. When your receivers out there dropping balls like they were doing for Skyler, and all those plays where Skyler run, you got the room. You don't need a Derek Carr. You need a Lamar.
GD, let me jump in there real quick. You talking about the usage rate, right? Lamar's 80 and Tua's 50. Let me ask, how many times are we running the ball? What's the split on us running and us passing?
In Miami?
In Miami. I'm talking about Miami.
60-40.
60-40? So we're running the ball 40% of the times, you think?
Pretty much.
I don't see that. I see 70-30. I see we're throwing the ball, and especially on the important downs that matter, we're throwing the ball.
Okay.
And who's throwing the ball? It's our quarterback, right?
No. Tua's usage is lower because he also gonna miss 5 games.
Oh, and Lamar, how much yards he got in the playoffs this year?
What I'm saying to you is, in Baltimore, the ball is in Lamar's hand about 80 to 85% of the time.
Yeah.
T, let me get in there next.
I think it's the same thing with Tua. It's just
the
Tua
ball ain't in Tua's hands 85% of the time.
What do you mean? Because he's throwing it so fast.
No, I'm not talking about speed or anything throwing it. I'm talking about.
You're talking about that he runs with the ball. Lamar Jackson runs with the ball. They got designed to run plays for Lamar.
Thank you. So if they rush the ball 20 times a game, Lamar got 10 of those.
So you don't think if we get Lamar, we're going to do the same thing?
No.
Yeah.
Because the reason why they have to run it so much over there, because who's his receiving core?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Okay.
I agree.
You come to Miami, and now he can actually sit in that pocket more and use that cannon.
TD, let me get some, T.
That's for argument's sake, to see if he can stand in the pocket, in a Miami Dolphins pocket.
Hey, TD.
Yes.
So your question this morning, gentlemen. Hey, your question this morning is what you do to make this team better. I'm glad you got this open panel, and I hope every Dolphin fan hear this. First thing I'm doing, there's a phrase I coined and it's used in law. It's called front office. It's called malpractice, right? Malpractice. In sport, there's front office malpractice. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't care how much you love Tua. I don't care. When your GM, your front office guy gets up after the season we just had and the body of evidence, and he comes out of his mouth and he says Tua is our starting quarterback next year, that is front office malpractice 101. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me list up. It ain't just about the injuries this year. This dude been hurt every year since he got here when we need him most, and no Dolphin fan can deny this. The guy did not get us to where we need to go. We did not make the playoff. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not even convinced that if he played in that Jets game that he would have beat the Jets. I'm telling you right now, because we know when the game get close, Tua will throw that ball to places he's not supposed to throw it to. The guy take risks. And the thing is, how are you in this front office going to say this guy is your quarterback? You know what the going rate is to pay a quarterback in this league? So you pay Tua, and Tua mess around and get hurt again, which is highly likely based on his body of evidence. You're going to mess around and put Miami in a serious bad spot with the cap money. And now, not only that, you're not going to be able to get no high draft picks. You may as well get out of here with that, because Miami's not going to be terrible enough to get a high draft pick. You're going to be right in the middle, and that's the worst place to be in sports. So if I'm Miami, I'm figuring out a way. I don't care what people can say about Lamar Jackson. I'm telling you right now, the fact that that dude earlier said we can win a Super Bowl, that's the ultimate goal in sports. It's not to just play the game. You're trying to get to the Super Bowl and win the whole thing. If you got Lamar on this team, every defensive coordinator in this league will be scared to death, because now not only do you have to worry about.
They said that about Tyreek.
Say what? Not only do you have to worry about Tyreek. Tyreek ain't even what you got to worry about the most. You got to worry about that quarterback that not only can throw the ball about 50 to 60 yards on a rope.
It's a gamble. But it's a gamble. If he stays healthy, then yeah, we all want Lamar Jackson.
Let me finish. That's
another
and then you can go.
And if you want
everything
to gamble
in
on
sports is a gamble.
then gamble.
Everything in sports is a gamble. But I can tell you this: I'm not hitching my wagon to a guy who done blow out 3 tires and on the last tire. I'm not hitching my wagon to Tua. I'm gonna tell you what's about to happen with Greer. When Tua failed, and mark my word, if he signs this dude, and I'm telling you right now, when he fails, Greer will be fired right along with him. He done made his mind up that he's hitching his wagon to Tua. But the thing is, if you got a Lamar on here, the whole scheme at the Miami Dolphins changed. What we're running right now is for Tua. Lamar is a whole different animal. And I'm telling you right now, you get that kid, and then the kid wants to be home. The kid wants to come to Miami. So eat them cookies. Y'all need to get off this Tua train, man. That train doesn't sail, man.
And here's another thing. Here's another thing. If you're gonna end up, do you rather a $40 million Tua or a $50 million Lamar?
None, neither. Start over.
But it's hold on. But Tua at $40 million. Exactly, man. It don't make sense.
Or a $3 million Skyler.
Skyler ain't the answer either.
What happened?
Skyler just needs a. In my opinion, he needs a shot. He hasn't played a full game. He did good in the Jet game. I think he deserves a shot. But if we get Lamar, that'd be good.
Good morning, TD.
What's up?
Good morning, panel.
Skyler needs to be a valuable backup.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all he's gonna be though. Seems
like the only thing that'll make you guys happy is to get Lamar. And honestly, that's a good answer if there's a huge if involved with him too. And that's not gonna make me sleep well, knowing that every time he plays,
Lamar's
it's a risk for him to get hurt again.
It's just the amount of money we have to pay for him.
So you rather a bigger if with Tua?
Yeah,
Tua's a bigger.
No, I didn't say that. I don't want Tua either. You're not listening.
Oh my!
You're imagining that. Derek Carr, who said $30 million? Number one, whoever said $30 million for Derek Carr, like, dude, that's way crazy, bro. We're not gonna give Derek Carr $30 million and expect to do anything else.
Okay,
you have to pay Derek Carr somewhere in the 20s. He's not a $30 million guy anymore.
Somebody in this chat said $30 million.
Somebody
hold on, TD, real quick.
$50 million deal.
And no one checked them.
What was Derek Carr's last deal? What was his last deal that he signed?
Oh, he just signed it. Yeah, he just signed it.
How much was that for?
Like 40
million. Yeah.
So is that guaranteed? Is that if we get Derek Carr, do we have to take that on?
No.
How does that deal work?
Well,
nobody wants to trade for him. He'll be a free agent if he cut.
Yeah, because he doesn't. He's not going to let the Raiders get anything for him. He has a no trade clause. So either the Raiders are going to pay him $40 million after the Super Bowl, or they're going to cut him. Because, and I don't think they're going to. And if they cut him, they only lose $6 million on the cap. So it's not like a big deal.
I don't know why no one's saying Tom Brady because he'll take less. I know he's old, but I'm just saying now. We only need him for 2 years.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to come here. Why would he come here and play against Belichick for 2 years when he could have did that before?
Why not? Well, that's what he would want.
Tom Brady's the ultimate troll when it comes to the Dolphins.
At this point, I just want a dynamic quarterback, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Well, I think we've earned that, at least.
I think if you get Derek Carr, you're going to piss off Tyreek Hill because he's a Tua fan. So
no, he's not. No,
stop there. He's a team fan.
Tyreek's a $30 million a year fan.
Yeah,
he'll boost up whoever you want him to.
Yeah, he got paid $30 million to be a cheerleader. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, if Tyreek is going to be a problem, then you're going to have to trade Tyreek away. So do you
he's not going to be a problem.
I don't think he's about Tyreek.
Do you trade Tyreek and you get Devontae Adams, or do you get?
Okay, hold on. Who's talking real quick? Who's talking?
It's me. Chasm.
Who's talking?
Chasm. How many people have you seen in the NFL said, I'm coming over here for Tua? I'll wait. It doesn't happen.
Oh, no.
You're not even trading that Tyreek Hill contract. That Tyreek Hill contract.
I know, but I'm just saying, ain't nobody coming over here for Tua, okay? Like how people will go to play for Brady, go play with these veteran quartbacks to try to win.
Yeah, that's why I said y'all should have got Watson. Y'all smart.
Ain't nobody coming over here for Tua.
Franchise quarterback.
Watson.
Name to me. Here's your proof. Name to me a single free agent acquisition that's at least average or better that we didn't overpay.
We always overpay.
I would say Armstead. We didn't overpay for Armstead.
No, you didn't. You gave him exactly what the value is, but guess what?
No, I said that we didn't overpay.
No. You gave him exactly what the value is, but for 12 games.
And y'all didn't realize that Armstead was waiting for Watson to make his decision, because if Watson would have went to the Saints, Armstead would have signed back with the Saints. Y'all don't even remember that. It was people waiting to see where Watson went.
I remember.
I know that was a chip that was a lot of people was waiting for that chip to.
I mean,
yeah. So
I like Watson, but I mean,
if you would have went to Miami, y'all would have got more free agents for cheaper. It's no income tax state and it's warm weather.
Tyreek Hill is overpaid. Go look at Cedric Wilson, Lordy.
Yeah, no, Cedric Wilson is grossly overpaid.
You didn't even use him.
Yeah.
You should have just kept Devontae Parker for cheaper.
But hold on,
good at times this year, TD.
But TD, is that a Cedric Wilson problem? Or is that a McDaniel problem?
It's a McDaniel problem in conjunction with Chris Greer. If I got $19 million between Cedric Wilson and Mike Gesicki, they sure as heck better be part of the game plan.
Yeah, for what we have, we should at least go get Lamar, because with Tyreek and Waddle, I mean and he can launch it for 50 yards.
Now watch what problem we have next year, because they're going to try to trade Cedric Wilson. Okay. They're going to try to, because they realize he's not going to be utilized in this offense. It's not that he didn't do anything right. You can't be utilized when you're force feeding Tyreek all day and Waddle. So they're going to try to trade him. And watch what happens next year. We're going to have a whole bunch of third level scrubs behind them. And if Tyreek or Waddle get hurt and they make, this is a game of numbers, y'all. Those guys played most of the full season. Next year, you can't expect Tyreek and Waddle to play the full season. You never know.
But you saw them boys banged up this year.
Yeah, one of them go out. Oh, it's you're in trouble. You're in trouble. It's so easy for a team that's game plan against one guy.
Well, yeah, but we have Sherfield, don't we?
Yeah, but what good is it if you don't use them, and then when you have to, you have no chemistry and not used to it.
Yeah.
And you know
And
what,
that's why I don't
TD?
understand. I would think that Cedric Wilson could stretch the field better than Sherfield. But because I guess Sherfield's a McDaniels guy, he didn't really lean on him.
And
Man,
you know what's crazy? No one outside of Waddle and Tyreek Hill got not even over 400 yards receiving.
No, didn't Sherfield hit just 5? Just
That's
under
because
5?
they.
It was like 4 something. It wasn't even 500.
But
Well, how many games did he play?
What was
And,
Cedric good
and
at?
Wilson only had 100 yards receiving this year.
Yeah, no. Wilson, we killed his value.
What was?
but Sherfield is the
What
one that
was
got
his?
paid.
What was?
Yeah.
You don't like Sherfield, TD? I thought he was, pretty consistent.
What do you mean?
It seemed to me, I mean, every time the ball was thrown to him, he caught it. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe I'm.
because here's what happens: they dial up his play twice a game.
Yeah.
That specific play that he run, that 20-yard comeback route.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's pretty much wide open every time they do it.
Well, that slant against the Niners, he had for 75 yards.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. And I know
still
Sherfield
say-
because I'm in here in California, so I know a lot of the 49ers players. They were all upset that Sherfield and Wilson went to us for what we got them for.
I don't think they were upset about Wilson. They were upset about Wilson?
They were upset about Wilson and Sherfield because my family is Niner
Wilson's
fans.
a good
They were all pissed. They were all pissed off.
I feel like it showed that Wilson was extendable to them.
Well, let me also show y'all something in the way they use them. Okay, watch this. I want you to notice when Waddle really got banged up in the middle of the season. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Remember, Waddle had a lull in the season where he was barely doing anything. That was around that Pittsburgh to San Francisco game.
Yeah.
Now watch this. This is Sherfield numbers per game. Week 1, 8 yards. Week 2, 9 yards. Week 3, 5 yards. Week 4, Cincinnati, 55 yards, and that was only because of Teddy Bridgewater spreading the ball in the second half, okay?
Okay.
Now, week 5, 5 yards. Week 6, 6 yards. Week 7 is when it started. This is when Waddle was really banged up. 44 yards. Week 8, 25 yards. Week 9, 27 yards. Week 10, 63 yards. Week 11, 33 yards. Week 12, 75 yards. See, when you use him, he can actually be productive. And then after that San Francisco game, the Chargers game, 7 yards. The Buffalo game, 0 yards. And he played. The Green Bay game, 25. New England, 30. Jets, 0. Buffalo, 0.
Wow.
When Waddle was really banged up in the middle, that's whenever they tried to go to Sherfield more, and it worked. But he needs to be a regular part of the offense.
Yeah.
TD, can I go back to your original statement, right? While we up here, about what would we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this really, I'll say, 4 moves I would like to see this team make to get us to that next level, right?
Cool.
And this is outside the quarterback. We already know the quarterback situation. It is what it is, people. But it's really bringing in quality depth on the line. Because we noticed when those guys got banged up, I mean, our O-line was hodgepodge. It's literally finding somebody, quality in that position, and letting them stay in that position. Stop moving people around all over the place. That I'd like to see. One, I'd like to see our linebacking core fixed. Because I've had it up to here with everybody knows how I feel about Landon Roberts in this community. One of our team captains. All right. Crash out Roberts will give you one play again. All right. He's going to give you that one play on short down situation. He's just going to pop up out of nowhere, and then he disappears for the next 60 minutes. I'm good on him. Baker, I think he took a huge step back this year. Because I can't even say he took a step back, but he wasn't as impactful as the years before, where he was flying around and we kept hearing his name. And I would like to see the secondary get fixed as far as depth piece, young people that we could start developing behind X, because we've seen X take a step back this year. And people were complaining about turnovers, that Boyer didn't have as many turnovers on this defense as we had last year. But how many interceptions did X drop that hit him dead in the hands? He complained that he wasn't in position to make plays. No, my brother, you was in position to make the plays. You just didn't make them. Because I could count at least 3 interceptions he dropped that hit him dead in the hands. And I mean, if we make those changes, we're good, because we have people coming back from injury. I mean, Byron Jones coming back from injury. I think he's going to be that guy. Not Byron Jones, but Brandon Jones.
Oh.
I think he was going to be that guy this year. He was well on pace to being a better safety than even Hollins, as far as impact on our defense. So that's where I stand.
We're sure going to find out next year as far as Brandon Jones, how he plays after the injury. You also got to worry about how guys are going to look after an injury. But let me ask y'all this. Who is our number 3 receiver next year?
I would like to keep Sherfield, but that's me.
Sherfield. Yeah.
No. It has to be Uzukama. We wasted a draft pick on him. I need to see Uzukama as number 3, because we didn't see no Uzukama this year.
Yeah, I do realize Sherfield is a free agent, right?
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm good on Sherfield.
What are we paying him this year?
Uzukama needs to be our number 3.
We were paying Sherfield $1.2 million. He's about to go get $5 to $7 million from somewhere.
Oh yeah, we can't pay him that. Yeah.
He did it to put up 400 yards behind Tyreek and Waddle. He's going to go get a $5-6 million contract.
So what do you think about Gesicki?
Nope.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone, right?
Chris Greer, I'm hoping that the market dries up on him and nobody wants him and try to bring him back, but he's gone, bro. Somebody gonna get him.
Yeah, Chris Greer is trying to double down, triple down.
Oh no, Gesicki's gone. He's gonna end up in. I think he's gonna end up with the Giants.
The Sherfield is an issue. That situation is an issue.
What's a real issue also is Bradley Chubb.
But TD, how can you say Sherfield is an issue when you have a rookie that didn't play at all this year? We saw spurts in this rookie.
Because Mike McDaniel don't like him.
So why draft him? Who drafted him?
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying that Mike McDaniel don't like him, but you act like you don't like him. You barely ever use them.
Yeah, this is true.
Nah, listen. At that point, Mike McDaniel, listen. If you're a mad genius, you are what you are. Hey, fix it.
Yeah.
that's the point. That's where I'm at with this team right now. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just like, yo, do what you gotta do to fix it. I don't care. Fix it. People telling me, hey, we ain't got no salary caps. Listen, Chris Greer, you got a 7-figure deal. That's your salary. Go fix it.
All we need is a quarterback, man. We don't need to mess with anything but quarterback.
No, but
that defense, as bad as they played, they stepped up too many times. They stepped up a lot of times this year, man.
Especially in the Jet game. All right, the
Buffalo game. A lot of games, man.
Because I ain't gonna hold you. I felt like this again. We keep saying this defense was built to play with a lead. And when we got Tyreek and we got Waddle and we got Mike McDaniels, we were thinking that we was gonna be playing with a lead, like we was gonna have these leads and the defense could just pin their ears back and go. We didn't have that. Out the gate, our offense sputtered.
Well, because we're used to Brian Flores. Brian Flores would have had our defense playing at a much higher rate than what they were playing this year.
Facts.
Brian Flores is a better coach, but we're not going to go that far yet.
Again, I think it would have been the same situation because again, our defense is built for playing with a lead.
No, it wouldn't.
No, if Brian Flores is showed though. What do you mean? It's the same.
With the injuries that we picked up, even if you have Flores, you'll be in the same situation. Even with Flores.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick, my brother. What team that wins the Super Bowl has everything on offense, everything on defense, and everything on special teams? Our team is built to have a high-powered offense to outscore the opponent. Our defense is middle of the pack. That's all we need to win the Super Bowl. That's all we need to win the Super Bowl.
No,
we're not going to have a top 5 defense, a top 5 offense, and come on, man, that's unrealistic.
If y'all don't get a new quarterback, y'all team is going to be in like in a world of trouble. For one,
again,
Y'all don't have
that's
no
the thing.
cap space. Y'all don't have no cap space. Y'all don't have no picks. Other teams have cap space. They have picks, and they already in the playoffs. Like Jacksonville getting better. All these teams are about to get so much better.
But here's the thing:
And
you
I
could
told
think
y'all
that
that last year.
you could look at a team and be like, "Hey, you need a." No, the thing is, an offense couldn't make your defense better by just keeping them off the field
But they
and
got
protecting them.
tape on y'all offense now. It was cool in the beginning of the year. Everything was new. They didn't nobody figured it out. But once they got tape on it and figured it out, Tua was he was in shambles.
Oh
So
no,
unless
I'm not gonna
Mike
argue that. I'm not gonna argue
McDaniels,
that with you.
but I'm just saying
That's
once
a-
unless Mike McDaniels finds a new concept or a new scheme that's going to help him out even more, because he's too dependent on scheme and um and the scheme helping him be a better player rather than him just being a player to make any play better. You get what I'm
no,
saying? Like,
That's why I want a dynamic on quarterback that could
That's why
yeah,
do
you
but
need a
multiple.
y'all
dynamic
already
quarterback.
passed up
Guys,
on
until we get that dynamic quarterback,
one, and it's not
we're in a
really
purgatory.
it's going to be hard for y'all to get a quarterback because one, y'all don't have any money, and two, these other
Again,
teams have
you
money.
keep
They're going to
saying we
give,
don't have money.
No, we
You
got the
keep saying
money.
we don't have money.
It's
Now
who we
you
bro.
can
want to
make
pay.
money. That's one thing
Depends on
I
the
could find.
quarterback you
How
guys
much?
Found out
want.
in this league.
We
TD,
got the money.
how much cap can y'all move, TD?
TD already broke it down, I think, yesterday.
Okay,
Hey,
that's what I'm
hey,
saying. So
what's
if
up?
y'all
What's
got
up, y'all?
30 mil, somebody might pay
Yo,
the
what's up,
quarterback that
brother?
y'all want 40.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
but
bro, again,
you're
bro,
not
you
hold on,
you're
hold
only
on, hold on,
thinking.
hold on. You're not gonna pay the quarterback 40 in his first year. It's just like
Yeah,
Watson's deal. He was 1 million. You can move it however you want.
Exactly,
Yes,
but
sir.
what I'm saying is,
bro, come
don't
on,
think that
man.
other people are not going to try to outbid y'all. It's
Well,
other
Like
yeah, of
teams
who?
that
course.
Okay,
that know they're
let's
not
Everybody's
going to get
who?
hard.
close,
Let's do
No
it. Who?
state tax. That's all I got to say. No state tax.
Because the
and
Jets
it's
lost a bid. The Jets lost a bid to us already with Tyreek, and that was just simply because of the state tax.
bro. Who's to say
Call it
that
what
y'all
it is.
team like the front office? The front office is probably going to not want a quarterback. Why are they going to say let's overpay for a
Okay, so say
quarterback
that, but don't say we don't
when we
have money.
believe in
Don't give us
Tua?
the. Okay, but again, say
I'm not
that,
saying y'all
but
don't
don't
have
sit
money.
there.
I'm saying y'all don't have
You just
as
said we
much
don't have
money as other
money.
teams. I'm just talking about
No, we
compared
do.
to
We
other
have an owner.
teams,
No, we have an owner. We have an owner that
bro.
he showed you. The owner showed you that he'll give him
Bro,
that
we
signing
have to
bonus
get a
and
quarterback
pay it
no
up
matter
front.
what, man. I don't understand what you mean. Tua has one more year on his rookie contract, right? So if we keep Tua, what are we going to end up paying Tua? 30 something million a year? Come on, man.
Bro,
High
y'all might not even
20s?
have enough
High
money to
20s?
keep everybody.
Yo,
What you
you
talking
never have
about?
enough money
Okay,
to keep everybody. We got 2 years to make it. After that, we're in bad straits.
hold on, bro.
Exactly,
Now
because either y'all gonna have to pay to it if y'all pay to it or don't pay to it. Y'all best bet is not pay to it and stick with Skyler, so y'all probably
the
be
thing
able to
is,
Nah,
you
keep
keep
man.
saying you
Waddle,
keep arguing
Tyler, and
money,
Phillips.
and when I bring up money, you say, "Oh, you're not arguing money."
Bro,
So are you arguing money or you're not?
how far are you gonna keep pushing back salary?
Are you a Dolphin fan or are you another team?
No,
Because you
he's
seem
not.
like
He's
another
not.
team. All right,
I'm a
man.
football fan.
No, I'm saying, do you follow the Dolphins like
Yes, I follow the
hardcore?
Dolphins. Yes.
But well, if you understand how cap works, we can afford a top ranked quarterback. It has nothing to do with we have the money, man. Yeah, we
Bro,
can't keep everybody on the roster, but say we got rid of Christian Wilkins, which is an amazing player. We lost with him. We lost with him. We lost with Chiseki.
bro, how much are y'all paying them? Y'all not paying
Look
them.
what,
That's what I'm
but okay,
saying.
look what happened to the Chiefs. They lost arguably a top 3 or 5 receiver in Tyreek.
Bro,
Arguably,
you
they're still
can't
the best
compare
team in the
that.
league,
That's
though, man.
Patrick Mahomes. You can't compare Patrick
Oh,
Mahomes and
that's what
Andy
I'm
Reid to
saying. We
any other
get a
quarterback.
quarterback that's
Let
not
me
Patrick
get a point
Mahomes.
right quick, man. Let me get a point. What's up, y'all, man? This is what I'm gonna say.
What up, man?
Our team the team we got right now, man, we got a good team, man. We got a good team. The problem that we had, we took a lot of hurt, injured players, and
We
Byron
don't have
didn't
depth.
play. And no, we got depth. We got dude stepped in. The rookie stepped in. The rookie corner, he stepped in. That's depth right there. Noah, we gonna get rid of him. But if we didn't, he'll be depth right there. Only thing I say we probably need is one more free safety. Cause what it is Rowe. I don't know if he gonna come back
McKenzie?
and
No,
stuff.
no, Rose done.
But
Rose done.
You got to
yeah,
draft
Rose. So
somebody, man.
that's where we probably, yeah, we got to draft somebody. So what I see is if we get us one of these quarterbacks, and we can get Tom Brady, that's what I want everybody to beat on the table for. Let's get Tom Brady. Because if
That's what
we
I'm
get
saying,
Tom
because he
Brady,
going to take less.
I like like we gonna win a championship. Because right now we all in. We all in right now. We got our tackle. We ain't supposed to have a center, but we put him at center. And Tom Brady gonna bring a player with him. And if Gronk come with him, I know everybody talking about Gronk
But
old, but
that's where we missing depth though. It's
Yeah,
on the
but they
line.
also
but listen to what I'm
Brady
gonna
to go
say.
to the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think he is because he loved Florida. That's where his family at. He can't be traveling back and forth and stuff like that. So by him just going to Miami, and he wanted to come here because last year, we was already in cahoots with him. Now he a free agent,
Exactly.
so now it ain't no problem, ain't none of that and stuff. So
Listen.
all we got to do as a fan base, we got to go ahead and put pressure on them. The same pressure the fan base that made us get to her. Let's put that same pressure and stuff. And like if
Brady
we get
wants
Tom
to
Brady,
If y'all get Brady, y'all be fine.
listen.
If
Brady
they make a play
actually.
for Brady,
no, we gonna win a Super Bowl.
Here's the funny part to it. Brady actually does want to be in Florida because he makes a good point. He does want to be right where his kids are. And due to his recent marriage situation, he wants to be in Florida more than anything because now she ain't letting them leave where they go to school.
Yeah.
That's real.
Right?
Yeah, she not doing it. She control everything, and then you got to go to
That's not
court and
happening.
everything with her and stuff like that.
TD, let
It's
me ask
not
you
good
something.
for him to be doing all that. But like I said, if we get Brady, man, other players gonna want to come and take that discount. Brady gonna take that discount regardless, because right now he playing for championships. That's what he doing,
Exactly.
and we
He's gonna
we
take
are
that
built for
discount because
championship.
he's still getting paid 30 something mil from Tampa.
Also, Brady
Until
only
like what
costs
for the next
that.
3
Yeah,
years?
that's
And
understandable. But at
Brady
the
is
same
the
time,
only quarterback that ain't gonna kill your cap because he gonna let
Yep.
you rack up dead cap for
facts.
later.
Yes,
Yeah.
facts. He the only player,
Absolutely.
and this my thing. I could see
I
us
know
getting
TD
at
like
least
Tom
two
too.
championships with Brady, and then he want to get back at Belichick. That's the only way he could get back at Belichick right now. He come play for the Dolphins and win a championship, at least two championships with the Dolphins. Now, like we already know him to be the GOAT. Now he's just gonna be the GOAT of all GOATs and stuff. So what we need to do is we need to bang for Brady. Brady is the only player. But while we doing that, Tua, I'm gonna tell you, Tua, it's over for
You could
Tua.
keep you could keep him if you brought Brady.
Yeah, you
No,
can
we
keep him. That's
can't.
what I
We
was gonna
can't
say.
because we got to
You
sign him.
can.
We got to give it. We got to keep. We
Nah,
got to
he
sign
got
him.
one more year though, bro.
We got to pay it. Okay, but that 1 year don't mean we're gonna keep Skyler. Skyler learned under Tom Brady, but Tua, we got to pay him that massive contract. You see what he been doing?
What y'all love Skyler so
You're
much? I
right.
don't get it, man.
No, listen,
Skyler
it's not that we love.
has the
Listen, listen. We don't.
intangible.
We don't love Skyler, but you can see the growth that you see in Tua and
Yep.
Skyler. This is Skyler's first year, so we don't have to pay him right away. And if we do pay him, we're gonna pay him less. We're gonna lock him up for less because he's a 7th round pick. With Tua, he a 1st round pick. You got to give Tua that bag. Anybody that get Tua got to give him that bag. We can't afford to give Tua the bag. Right now, the best thing for us to do is trade Tua, keep Skyler, and then whenever we
Yep.
do in 2 more years, sign him, it's not going to be a massive contract because he didn't prove nothing to us, and he's the
You know,
7th round pick. That's all it
you know
is.
what
We
I
don't
think though,
like.
brother? I think
TD,
that
can I
Tua
ask
will
you a
be worth
question?
more next year versus try to trade him after a near death season. I don't think Tua is going to be worth anything if we trade him this right now. I say we keep him,
No, this what.
don't extend him, and you trade him next year.
No, no,
Have
no,
him
no, no,
play
no,
under
no. You
Tom.
gotta listen. You gotta trade him. Reason why you gotta
Whoa,
trade
whoa,
him,
whoa!
his
What are you talking
value
about? He's
is
gonna be
up
worth
now.
more next year.
He's not gonna be
But
worth
He
next year.
does.
That shit, if we don't pick
Well,
up the
I mean, I'm
option,
saying
he's
if
gonna
Tua
become a free
healthy is
agent.
worth something, man.
I was gonna
I don't
say
like
All
Tua,
right, no, no.
but
that's
if he's
key
healthy,
word.
he's
Hold
worth
on, hold
Hey,
on.
something.
See, you just use
No,
an
hey,
he's
let me get.
imaginary word, and
Listen,
that's
hey,
healthy.
let me
There's no
give you
such
this
thing.
example. Let me give you this example, and then I'm out. All right, the Giants. The Giants did the worst move ever. They did not pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Now he took them to the playoff. Hey, y'all better hope he don't beat whoever he play. Because if he beat whoever he play, y'all gotta pay this guy. Y'all gotta pay him. All that trashing y'all talking about him, y'all gotta pay him, and y'all gonna pay him that bag. Because y'all didn't pick him up, and now he gonna become a free agent and now y'all ain't got no
You can
quarterback.
franchise
But
him.
I got a question for you. Before this year, was Daniel Jones doing what he's doing now?
No, but
No.
Yes,
they
he
did.
So
But
that's
was.
why they didn't pick the
Yes, he
fifth
No,
year
was.
no, no, he
option
wasn't.
up.
No.
No, he was. He didn't have the weapon. He never had the weapons. Man,
He
no,
had
I'm
when Daniel
flashes,
Jones
man.
came in the
His
league,
rookie.
he was doing all that. He never
no.
had the
I
weapons
agree.
around him.
I agree. But he couldn't put it together because of that. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
they didn't want to get Baker Mayfield because that's a disaster. Imagine
Yeah.
picking up a 5th-year option on Tua and he crashes out this year. Imagine that.
Man, trade a guy. That's the best thing to
What is
do.
his
Trade
fifth year
him. You
option?
trade
Isn't it
him.
like $6 million or something?
Huh?
His 5th year option. What is it, like $6 million?
22.
No, it's like
Oh,
20.
And then you
shit.
got to sign him.
Oh, sorry.
And then you got to sign him.
It's 22.4.
Oh, well, we got to get rid of him.
If we're trading
Yeah, and then you got to sign
value
him.
purposes,
And then you got to.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't pick up Daniels.
because after the fourth
You
year,
right.
whoever
You
picks
right,
him up
brother.
have to pay that $22 million.
And that's a mandatory. That's a cap hit already allocated if you pick up that option.
Yeah.
Chris Greer needs to get smart. He needs to realize that
T-Rich. Tua does not go to 27. He was selected to the Pro Bowl as an alternate. That doesn't qualify for the 27. It's 22-4.
Yeah,
That's still too much for him.
yeah, yeah, I don't
I
know,
wouldn't
but
pay him 22.
I'm going to say it's Chris Greer needs to get smart for him to come off that season to say Tua's still our guy. It's not it.
Tua's trade value right now is a
water
fourth-round
boy.
pick for a desperate team.
A what?
Water boy.
Yeah. Because whoever trade for him would pick up the option. You would have to. Why else would you trade?
And that's why he has no value. Because
y'all keep cooking. I'll be right back.
No other team's going to think that he's worth $22 million, which is crazy. But I think if I like our corners, I do like our corners. Kohu and Brandon Jones is actually it's good for us.
Kohu, I need more from him because he is a walking pass interference right now.
Yeah,
he's
a rookie.
Pass interference.
Give him another year. You'll be all right. Give him another year.
I didn't check, but anyone know our defensive numbers? What are we ranked defense in the league this year? I'm pretty sure we're in the middle somewhere.
Yeah,
I just know he's very handsy.
Yeah. Well, I want that because I want him to learn to be a physical corner because we can use that in the slot and stuff. But I personally think that if the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl, do we think?
I don't even want to think about that. Don't.
I know. I hate that. Hey, I'm a Dolphins fan too, and I hate saying that too. So do we think that getting a quarterback through the draft would be the ideal spot?
A quarterback through the draft?
Yeah.
No, the only way you get a quarterback through the draft right now, or even look at quarterback through the draft, is once you already have your guy in place. Once you have a guy in place, now you could go ahead and draft a quarterback every year if you want.
Well, we lost
That's
that
what good
first
teams
round,
do.
though. That screwed us real bad.
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
well,
hold on.
I said Derek Carr. No one wants to listen to me. I said Derek Carr.
Somebody talking, but you sound real low.
Derek Carr is a perfect fit to this one.
Who's talking right now? Because you sound real low.
Yeah, Derek Carr is. Yeah, Derek Carr is a perfect fit too, and I think Tyreek would actually like to play with him because they were divisional rivals. With him being Chiefs and Raiders.
He's slightly better than Tua, but he has a gun of an arm, and he's never hurt.
He's not
better than Tua. And he can read a defense better.
He's not way better than Tua. Come on.
But the real reason I want Carr is because he's used to playing without an offensive line. That's just what you need.
And he's never
Derek
had
Carr is like a Romo level quarterback. He's really good.
Derek Carr's never had a top 20 defense in his whole career. In 9 years he's been in Las Vegas or Oakland, whatever. He's never had a good defense.
Let me ask the panel a question. Does Derek Carr play 17 games? Did he play 17 games of the season?
Yes, he does.
That's all. That's all we need. That's
what I'm saying.
He plays hurt.
Who doesn't want Lamar Jackson? I want Lamar Jackson, but for $40 million, come on, man. That's not.
We don't have that.
And for $40 million, I'll still sit there and pay him. Hey, brother, listen, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, okay?
Derek Carr is slightly cheaper. No, hold on.
Derek Carr is 31.
Cheaper. I think Chris Greer can talk him into restructuring his deal to allocate elsewhere to the roster.
Hold on.
We can get Derek Carr and pay him $22 to $25 million. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but hold on. We're not going to trade for Derek Carr because Derek Carr's not going to want to be traded.
Derek Carr will get released.
He is
He's
asking
gonna get
for a trade.
released.
What are you talking about?
No. Because he's not going to want anything in return. He doesn't want to give the Raiders anything to help them out.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no trade clause, so he's gonna have to get released, and they're gonna have to give him that money.
After the Super Bowl, the Raiders will have to pick either to release him and take the $6 million cap hit, or they're gonna have to pay him the $40 million that they owe him. So the only way that the whole deal would go through is if somebody does trade for him, then that $40 million will have to be held until the start of the negotiation.
So here's the question. Here's the question that's really puzzling with Derek Carr, right? If the Raiders cut him, you had to take a $6 million cap hit, but how much do they still have to pay him? Do they have to pay him anything?
I think I'll have to go back and look at the salary cap table. But if they backloaded his money, they will have to pay him over time. But I don't think they did. I think they front loaded.
Yeah, his new deal is so weird that it took.
Yeah, so I want to see where the guarantee money is. That's why I wish TD was still here, so he could tell us what the guarantee money is, because that would tell you if Derek Carr. That will give you a good idea if Derek Carr will play on a discount, because he's already still getting paid by the Raiders.
He'll play on a discount because
he ain't got no guarantee
at
money.
this point,
Okay, hold on, TD. Hold on, TD was just saying something. TD, if they cut him right now, I know the Raiders got a $6 million cap hit. Do they owe any money after that? Is he getting any money if he gets cut?
No, he doesn't have any guaranteed money. Once he cut him, they only got paid him $6 million. They're gonna cut him because nobody
only
got that contract.
They only got $5.6 million in dead cap. They're moving on.
Yeah.
So
his cap hit was supposed to be 35 next year.
So he's gonna want to recoup that money from somebody.
No, he's already got paid.
Florida has no.
Take less because he's coming to the end of his career.
Let me show you.
He can also sign an incentive-based contract.
They will be a $5.6 million cap hit for them, and they'll save $29 million if they cut or trade him before June 1st. After June 1st, they got about $5.6 million but they are able to split it out between 2023 and 2024, and they save $33 million. They're gonna cut him if they can't trade him.
Yeah.
Okay, but so he's not gonna play on a discount then. He's gonna want to get that money back.
Yeah, but it depends on how much anybody wants to pay him. His value has dropped a little because of that season.
Yeah, this was his worst season.
Mid-20s.
It also brings a chip on his shoulder, though, too.
So, do you think that Derek Carr is in the 20s or the 30s as far
20s.
as salary?
I think mid to high 20s to get the Tannehill type deal.
It'll be a lot like the Armstead deal, because remember, Armstead would have got more if he played more games, but his injuries kind of knocked down his pricing a little bit. So we was able to get him for a little cheaper than what originally was on the table.
Yeah.
He was a top.
They're gonna try to trade, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll find a trade partner.
And that's another thing too, though. That's another thing too with Derek Carr, with him being with the situation in Las Vegas, with him bringing over Adams and Adams paying off, and then they're just going to get rid of him after they have 1 year with Adams. It gives him a chip. So maybe he should take I think he would take a discount to play with the team that's already have receivers.
I don't see a quarterback that wouldn't want to play for Miami, to be honest. Yeah. Everyone keeps forgetting that we have no state tax. I keep saying that. Nevada has almost a 7% state tax.
And two of the best receivers in the game.
Right, but it's not just that. It's front office is a mess. How many head coaches were replaced in the last 10, 15 years? So it's not a stable organization. A lot of people want to go to a state, and I think that's what Carr would want too. He wants to make sure it's a stable organization.
All right, well, let me ask you this, my brother. Where else is Derek Carr going to go? Where else is Derek Carr going to go? What team needs a quarterback?
The Jets. He go to the Jets.
Why would he go to the Jets over the Dolphins?
Because they got a defense. The Jets got a defense.
The Jets? Man, come on. The Jets is a much worse organization than the Miami Dolphins.
The Jets have a defense. They have young weapons.
Whoa. Hold on. The Jets front office got cleaned up this year. First things first.
They just hit 3 home runs out of the park in the first round.
They had an amazing draft.
Offensive and probably
they have
defensive
money.
rookies of the year.
They have the money, and on top of that, like the owner said, they are a quarterback away. They are not gonna get outbid for a quarterback.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
Let's say we
as
offer
someone
him.
that follows the Dolphins, though, how can you say that we have made very good acquisitions? I mean, I agree our offense has made some bad choices throughout the past 30 years since I've been a fan. But to say that this year, like the Bradley Chubb, that was a good pick at the time. I don't think he was bad. I think we have to give him a training camp to see. But we've made some good acquisitions, man.
No, I'm not saying we're making good acquisitions. I'm saying that you're downplaying the Jets and what the Jets are.
I'm saying the Jets aren't as good as the
That's what I told y'all last year.
I'm not
That's what I told y'all
Jets.
before the season started. I told y'all don't play on the Jets, and y'all said y'all was like, the Jets? You crazy? Get him off this panel. He's crazy.
No, the Jets are a quarterback away.
I told y'all the Jets had 3 good first round picks. Y'all thought, oh yeah, the picks, they young, they not gonna make no stride in the NFL yet. It's the first year. I told y'all, as long as their quarterback, it depends on Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is the only thing that held them back.
And remember, they get Breece Hall back next year as well.
Exactly.
Which is very scary to think about.
Zach Wilson's biggest problem is his ego.
They got picks to make their team even better and cap room.
The Patriots and the Jets are about to get very good if they can secure quarterbacks, and that kind of worries me.
They talking about Jimmy G. They saying Jimmy G might go back. They saying Jimmy G might go back to the Patriots.
I would like that. I
Jimmy G,
because I'm not
Patriots again.
Jimmy G.
I hope they do get Jimmy G.
No, Patriots again. Cliff Kingsbury is their offensive coordinator.
Apparently, Cliff
Jimmy G is not a bad quarterback.
Kingsbury's in Taiwan or Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand. He's not fielding any calls right now. He's trying to just stay there and get paid out by the Cardinals until his money runs out. Then he might come back.
Yeah, my guy's on. He's out there on ayahuasca, chilling. You know, all type of stuff going on in Thailand, on the Maldives. But no, the Jets are literally a quarterback away, and they're a problem, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And they got outbid us, and they have the money to outbid us for Derek Carr to compensate for the state tax.
They're going to get Lamar.
Question, TD. Hey, TD, can I ask the panel a question real quick? So let's just say that situation we kind of just.
What's that, Triple F?
Yeah. What's going on, Lonjo?
What up, my guy?
I'm good, bro. How are you? So let's just say, for argument's sake, that kind of situation we're sort of discussing happens where, let's say the Jets get Derek Carr and the Patriots get Lamar, or vice versa. The Lamar goes to the Jets and the Patriots get, a Garoppolo, or anyone who's an upgrade over Mac Jones. Maybe they get Derek Carr. How would you guys as fans feel rolling into next season with Tua and the minor upgrades we can make, if any, based on, we have some money we could free up, but it's not going to be a crazy amount. How would you guys feel going into next season, knowing that, we have to go against Josh Allen twice, Lamar twice, Derek Carr or Garoppolo twice, and improving young teams?
I'd feel worse than I am right now. What are we talking about, guys? Like, unless you're getting a clear upgrade, just Tua's not the guy. We know that. I think we can all agree on that. The Tua is not the guy. He can't even stay healthy. So whether the Patriots.
Well, that sounds like Mr. Negative.
Well, this is Mr. Negative.
My guy, what's up?
How's it going? No, I have to figure out change the name on YouTube here. I go with Mr. Negative on Twitter. That's where I'm at. It's
yeah, I hear the spaces. That sounds like Mr. Negative.
I'm coming into a panel here on TD's show, so happy to be here.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you're here, bro.
Yeah, again, if the Patriots go get an upgrade, if the Jets go get an upgrade, I already feel bad right now because that news from Chris Greer the other day, that depressed me the hell out of me. That they're going to run it back with Tua. Everything's kind of going to stay the same. I don't think any big changes are coming. So, we're already behind the Bills. They have Josh Allen. We have Tua. It's always going to be, that little extra. TD's talked about this at length. When everything's the same, defense, offense, wide receiver, whatever, they're always going to have that leg up on us because of the quarterback position, right? We're just not going to be, we're good enough not to be good enough. So to me, in my opinion, we need to go out and get that clear upgrade. And that's either, in my opinion, that's either a Rodgers or a Brady. I say Brady because he won't cost you draft picks. He'll take less, as TD's pointed out. He'll definitely, want to get those extra pieces, right? He'll structure his contract in a way where it helps the team. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers will do that, but again, I'm just frustrated as a fan. I've been a fan since 1983, and I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the ugly. And I mean, to me, it's just wash, rinse, repeat with this franchise. And I mean, they're never getting rid of Chris Greer because he knows where the bodies are buried. Chris Greer is here forever, and it's like it's just like a slap in the face for me because I've lived and died with this team. I've traveled all over the place with this team. I'm from Canada, and I go all over.
Shout out Canada, bro. I'm from Canada too.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Shout out to Canada. It's and again, I mean, we're all Dolphin fans here, and I see Greg up there with the avatar with a bag over his head, and I mean, TD, I can see, he's one of the best in this community. I mean, he keeps it positive, but even he looks, kind of defeated there, and my I just can't even. It's just depressing for all of us, I don't know what to say with where this team's going. If I was GM, I mean, and you guys can comment on this, and then I'll kind of just hear what you guys have to say. I don't want to ramble, but what do you guys all think about if we want to go get that quarterback? Let's say it's Lamar. I mean, I'm looking at because we have no draft picks. A Christian Wilkins, Jalen Waddle, put two in the deal, and a first round pick in 2024, and let's go get Lamar because. I don't want to trade Christian Wilkins, but it's just like when we had Tunsil, right? We have to get draft capital back. We have to reset the roster, in my opinion, at the quarterback position. And the only way you do that without draft picks is taking some of your best players and going to get that guy. And if that's Lamar, let's go because, I'm tired. We've never gone out and gotten that franchise guy. That's the only thing we haven't done.
So can
I would agree. I would agree with you. I just want to say real quick, a negative Canadian is wild. So that's why this team has gotten up because they're usually so positive.
Yo, make it two, Vonjo.
Yeah,
so can I touch up on
positive and nice. So a negative Canadian is a wild take right now.
Can I touch up on that Tua situation and that? So listen. That Bengal injury and stuff like that, people were saying that it was a concussion, right? So when you have a concussion, what do you look for? The arms go to the ground, right? So he did not have a concussion because I have experience with this with my wife. He had what's called a grand mal seizure. And my wife hit her head, not the same way, but she hit her head significantly on a tile floor, and her arms went up, and the fingers locked. And it caused her to have a brain tumor. So who's to say that it might happen with Tua because it was not a concussion at all that happened in that Cincinnati game. If you go back,
seizure, whatever it was.
It's what's called a grand mal seizure, and it can cause brain tumors.
Are you saying grand mal seizure?
Yeah, because his eyes roll. No, grand. It's like grand, like 100 grand. Grand.
Okay.
If you look it up too, his fingers were in the air and they were locked the same way my wife is. So that might play a part in the future too. That everybody's going to be overlooking and stuff like that. It was not a concussion at all.
Mr.
I'm not going to say it's not a concussion or not because again, I'm not a medical person, but my real concern with his injury and when it comes to concussions is actually the Green Bay versus the Cincinnati one. Because when the man sit there and say he didn't remember playing a fourth quarter, I'm like, wait, hold on, that was 15.
Yeah, he forgot 3 plays, and that's what the same symptoms my wife has because when she hit her head, she started forgetting stuff. Yeah,
that's what really bothered me.
Yeah, So I've already, like I said, I had experience with it with my wife, and he's showing the same symptoms, and now here we are after that hit, 2 brain surgeries later. And it still has a brain tumor. So people are saying that it's a concussion. It's not a concussion. They're underplaying that.
I wanted to address Mr. Negative real quick. What he said if the Jets went and got a quarterback and say the Patriots going to get a quarterback. I think we have a realistic. Triple S. I'm sorry. I think that we have 5 quarterbacks that we have a realistic chance of getting, and I'm going to name them: Rodgers, Brady, Carr, Jackson, or should I say 4? Sorry. But I think we have a really good chance of getting. Yeah, Garoppolo, I think we can get, but do we really want a Garoppolo? I would say he's more injury prone than Tua. So I would say no, but we could even get a Garoppolo. Yeah, but I'm saying it's an upgrade. The reason I say this is Lamar and Rodgers, you're gonna have to pay them top 3 in the league, right? Lamar and Rodgers are the top. Lamar is the best to get.
I don't want Brady, bro.
But if you get a Brady or a Carr, they take less. That would save us from having to get rid of a Christian Wilkins.
I don't want a Rodgers either.
How you don't want any of those when they're
upgrades. I mean,
yeah, they're crazy upgrades to compare to what y'all got.
I don't know, y'all.
Like
Just,
if y'all
yeah,
had,
they are.
if y'all
All
had
of them are.
any
Yeah.
other quarterback, if y'all had any competent quarterback, y'all probably be playing for the Super Bowl.
Tom
with
Brady's
these weapons.
definitely great.
Yeah. And I know other quarterbacks got to see that. Who
You
we
said
have on
Tom
the
Brady's
roster.
what? And I don't know why y'all say y'all don't want Tom Brady because he's like what, top 5 in passing I think this year, or
top 2. I'm pretty sure
10?
he ended up second.
Yeah.
Third.
You think he? And that's what.
Close enough. Yeah.
That's what a receiver coming off an ACL tear.
It was
and Mike Evans.
Yeah, it was Mahomes, Herbert, and then Brady. I think was the top 3.
Like, if y'all had Brady,
But still,
y'all
it's a
probably
top
be in the
3.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Imagine Brady throwing deep to Waddle and Hurts.
I don't mind Brady. Rodgers. I have too many complaints about Rodgers, especially when it comes
Brady
to
on this baby.
Rodgers not going to
traded.
He's not going to sacrifice.
I think Lamar.
I don't like that
Lamar
Rodgers haircut either, bro.
And what are y'all going to trade for Rodgers? Rodgers is not leaving.
Bro,
I think
Rodgers
Lamar.
wants out.
I think Lamar is the guy you want to get. I think Lamar.
I don't think I'd want Rodgers.
I think Lamar.
Here's
problem with Rodgers.
I think with Lamar, he will be the best.
Here's part of the big issue. Here's part of the big issue with the Dolphins. The belief in this organization is that we are a healthy team away from competing.
But see,
this
Brady,
is their fundamental belief.
But see, the problem I have with Tua.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, they believe we are a healthy team away from competing.
Yeah.
Did an injured team cause us to lose to the 49ers?
No, that's
Did
quarterback
an injured
play.
team cause us to lose to the Chargers?
Nope.
Was injuries while we lost to Green Bay?
Nope.
Well, if you count Tua's concussion that they claimed was the reason he threw 3 picks.
No, ain't nobody.
That's excuses.
Hold on.
I don't agree with that. I'm just saying.
Here's where they feel they have an argument. Well, Tua never got hurt. We wouldn't have lost that Bengals game. Lies. We were already losing, and on top of it, he had thrown a pick and should have had 3 already.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't have never lost that first Jets game. Well, how you know? The Jets got one of the best defenses. Their defense is better than some of them teams Tua look like trash against later in the season.
Yeah.
Well, the Minnesota game. What more did you want in the Minnesota game? We put up over 400 yards passing.
Waddle fumbled and had the interception.
These narratives, and then on top of it, you can't rely on a team staying healthy. You'll always have injuries. That's a part of the game.
Especially when you sign injury-prone players. You know you have an injury-prone quarterback. You know you have an injury-prone left tackle. You know you have, I'm trying to think who else we have that's injury-prone. But
did you guys hear Chris Greer the other day when he talked about his dad drafting Curtis Martin, right, and relying on an injured player? He used one player, and then they followed up with Frank Gore, right? I mean, you're basing it on one guy, right? Chris Greer, he goes like 9-10 guys with injury histories, right? And figures, they're all going to pan out. I mean, you might get one outlier that pans out, but you're banking on injured players year after year.
Yeah.
Whether it's from the draft or free agency, you're going to fail. Everything's not going to be perfect.
And to all the people lying to themselves about Tua Tagovailoa, that he answered all the questions this year. Do you know what the number one question is? Is he a franchise quarterback?
Nope.
And what do you need to be? What do you need to be
available
to be? What do you need to be a franchise quarterback? Let's go down that list.
We don't
Number
know
one,
that.
you got to be available, right?
Available.
Did he answer that question? Yes, he did. He's not available. Number two, you have to play at a high level consistently.
Yep.
Consistently.
Yep.
And nobody cares nothing about your 3.5 games of MVP level play. When you have 3.5 games of you don't belong in the league play. Consistency at a high level. He answered nothing. He has proven nothing in this league.
Getting carried by a Ravens fourth quarter.
I don't understand why people say a healthy Tua would have did this. A healthy Tua was in the San Francisco game. He was in the Chargers game. A healthy Tua threw them 3 picks against Green Bay. I ain't fooling nobody.
Yep.
It ain't none of our business. He walked in the building the next day talking about he didn't remember stuff. Nobody had nothing else on him. Nobody cares about a passer rating. The number 1 passer rating ain't even in the playoffs. What the passer rating got to do? He could be number 1 in passer rating every year. If he don't ever make the playoffs, what does it matter?
This is true.
I think the thing that hurts the most too, the thing that hurts me the most is like, I think even if we got what people are claiming, if we had a healthy team, you still like you kind of said, TD, but I'll just say in a different way. Let's play their game. If we were healthy, that's what Greer and McDaniel were talking about in the end of season presser. If we were healthy, well, this guy was out. Let's play their game. Let's say everyone was healthy. Let's say we did have Tua. How confident are you guys on the panel that next year, say that exact situation happens, everyone's healthy? How confident are you guys that we could go 4 games, because we probably won't win the division, 4 playoff games in a row of Tua and the rest of the team as constructed with the few upgrades we can make, can be consistent in those 4 games and win 4 games in a row against top competition?
You can't have
Even
any
if they're all healthy.
confidence. You don't have confidence. All you have is hope because you saw the best and the worst of Tua.
And on top of that, you might not even be healthy. And even if you are, I personally am still not super confident. So that's the part that hurts the most, that they're willing to roll with such a low risk, a low probability chance of getting the goal that we want. There's always a chance, and they can hold on to that. There's always a chance you can win a Super Bowl as constructed. But what's the probability? To me, it's very low. Very, very low, and that's disappointing that they're willing to roll with a low probability option when these are supposed to be smart men at the leading an NFL team.
Guys, I think you also have to look at the fact that Tua, can we agree that Tua kind of needs everything perfect to be around him? So if those perfect pieces around him can't stay healthy, they can't stay healthy around him, then you're already at a loss, right? You're depending on 10 or you need a quarterback who can elevate other players, not the other way around. You don't rely on players that elevate the quarterback. I mean,
Tyreek and Waddle elevating our quarterback.
Players don't elevate that guy. Those guys, those players elevate the other players, like the wide receivers. Who is never going to have everything perfect? It's not going to be 5 all-pro offensive linemen. It's not going to be a linebacking core that's all pro, or a secondary that's all world, or a defensive line that reminds everyone, of the front 4 of the Rams back in the day, or the
Fearsome foursome. Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem.
And another thing,
that they expect that because that's what they have at Alabama. They have all those things at Alabama. So
even if you have a top
arguments from them.
Even if you have a top O-line, no quarterback goes a season without a single sack, okay?
Yep.
Tua is getting major injuries on routine legal sacks, hits.
Great point.
Routine. Now, mind you, he holds the ball too long. I know this notion about he don't know how to fall. When you got to talk about a quarterback knowing how to fall, you done already entered into a realm of why.
But TD, they're going to teach him. Don't worry. McDaniel's going to teach him how to fall in the offseason. We'll be all good. That's what.
No, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with Tua. Stick a fork in him, and he needs to go. And Chris Greer needs to smarten up with all these injury players, and realize that it's not the 90s
I got a question for you guys.
Or 2000s, whatever.
Do you think that Bradley Chubb earned his contract in the playoff game?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. No. You have to give him.
Good job having that sack fumble. I always said I need him to show up in the playoffs, but it's a waste of money. We may not even make the playoffs next year. Healthy.
I don't think we will.
Once teams have already figured out this offense. They already figured it out. They figured this offense out. The only team that hasn't played us different on the back end of the year is Buffalo because they are always going to run the defense they run. They're going to play you straight up. That's why you can find some opportunities within that defense. But every other team played us scheme specific to take away what we love to do best. Buffalo's the only team that played us straight up.
Figured us out.
Everybody else schemed specifically to take away that offensive system, and we've looked like we don't have an offense ever since. And what you think next year is going to be comprised of? More
Took
the
away
same.
the middle of the field.
No, but don't worry, you'll still get 4 to 5 games next year of these bum teams just playing cover 2, deep cover 2, and we're going to eat, and we're going to be like MVP candidate. It's inevitable. But you also going to get a lot of teams. I want to see how we play against the Cowboys, who love to get up in your face man-to-man with safety help.
Yep,
Man-to-man, bump and run with you, safety help. How you play against those teams? That's what I want to see.
You're
going to play the Chargers again, and they already know what to do. And they'll be healthy.
Yeah, a healthy Chargers team this time.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that I am happy about is that I hate the fact that we're continuing this crap, but at least I know that you can't be that stupid to go past next year when you get exposed.
I thought that about this season. I really did think that about this season, TD, and here we are. Because I think you said it best before last season. The worst possible outcome is that we don't get an answer because he gets hurt or his play is right in the middle of acceptable versus not acceptable. And we got a little bit of both of those
You're
things.
right.
You're
so right. I said it last offseason.
You did. You said you'd rather him either prove to be the guy you want to find out, prove to be the guy, or prove not to. He did neither, which is the worst case because it leads down that road of the Tannehills, the 7 years down the drain. You always say good enough to not be good enough.
I also said in the offseason, he going to do some things to wow you, and he going to do some things to make you be like, oh, my God, and then he might get hurt, and then we're incomplete. I said that crap, and look at where we are. Look at where we are.
We don't get another year of that. Who's to say we don't get another year of that?
And I said that's the worst scenario you could be in because they'll kick the bucket down the road again.
He
didn't say we don't get that again.
He didn't Greer say years ago at Stephen Ross in that press conference when they started the rebuild, they were going to build things differently. They weren't going to go down the same roads. They were going to build through the draft. They were going to do it the right way. And now here we are. They're going back into free agency, covering up mistakes, like things that Greer has gotten wrong, and now they're hoping to put Band-Aids on it. I thought they were supposed to get away from all this. Or I guess that was all lies by the organization.
Think about how different this team could be if we would have hit 3 for 3 or even 2 for 3 in that first round of 2020. Imagine this team with Herbert instead of Tua. I mean, it sucks to play this game because you can't do anything. But just think about 2 more solid, reliable starters on this roster right now.
Imagine it with.
Whose mic is that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's bad.
Imagine if they had Tua and Jonathan Taylor.
I don't want Tua, but I'd take Jonathan Taylor. Well, unless you meant Herbert and Jonathan Taylor.
Herbert and Jonathan Taylor, sorry.
Is it Mr. Negative?
No.
Oh, that's you, Steve.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My bad.
Just mute it.
It's like a whole bunch of typing or something.
No,
See, it's going now.
It's probably just him moving.
Yeah, phone might be in his pocket or something. Yeah, it's definitely disheartening though to be a part of this.
Hey, go out and come back in. It's your connection because I muted you and it's still like that. So it's your mic or something. Yeah, that's just bad. All right, what were you saying, bro?
I was just saying it's so hard to be a part of this fandom right now. Like I feel like we're at a point where, well, me personally, at least I can't speak for everyone, but me personally, I'm almost like 30% checked out. I'll never stop loving the team. It's my team. No matter what they do, you know, I'm always gonna love them. But they've just been beating me down to a point where I feel like I'm almost like 30%, you know, not invested in the team anymore until we get a real solution at that quarterback position. And I don't know when that's going to happen. So it's just disheartening.
It just feels like an ultimate waste of time.
It does.
It
Because
feels
even
like
if
an
everything
ultimate
goes right,
waste
you
of time.
still have a low chance to win what you want to win, which is the Super Bowl.
And people will argue with you. You're supposed to support your team no matter what. I don't understand.
You're supposed to support your team no matter what, TD, but what is your team supposed to do? They're supposed to win a Super Bowl.
They're
So
supposed
that's the
to
end of
do
the
things
bargain
that's
they're not holding up. They want us to hold up our end of the bargain, but they're not holding up their end of the bargain, which is doing everything you can to try to go out there and win a Super Bowl. And either they're not doing that or they're just inept. In either case, it's depressing.
So what do we do?
You know, invest yourself 30% less so that it hurts a little bit less. But I mean, that probably won't even work. It's still going to hurt the same. And you wait and you
Okay with
hope for
us
the best.
overpaying for so many people on this team?
Guys, I gotta say, until Chris Greer goes, we're just gonna be stuck in this
being overpaid on this team.
So let me ask y'all something. In the offseason, the New York Jets, they get Lamar Jackson. New England Patriots get Aaron Rodgers. How do you feel about the Dolphins in this division?
We're screwed. Trash.
We're in the basement.
Having a tougher schedule than both of them.
Might win one division game.
I don't think not getting a quarterback is an option.
It's too late at that point. It's too late at that point.
Division.
Hey, I got a question, TD.
Uh-huh.
I know we've been talking about Lamar Jackson, possibly getting Lamar Jackson. In the last 2 years, Lamar Jackson's played 12 games.
Uh-huh.
Those 2 years, every year. Why are we going to go out and get another injury-prone quarterback?
Well, we just talked about this earlier. Lamar Jackson, first of all, he's a proven player. Let's get that straight first and foremost, okay? You know what you're getting with him versus a 12-game Tua, and you're going to get half good, half bad as far as his history, right? Second off, I believe Lamar Jackson's injuries are a huge product. Ain't that sound, bro? I think Lamar Jackson's injuries are a huge product of his usage because he's all they have on offense, and they use no one but him. We run the ball, him, pass the ball, him, and that's going to expose you to more injuries. And if you come to Miami, you have less exposure because you got two receivers that you can stay in that pocket more and deliver the ball to. Oh, my bad. He's muted.
Lamar Jackson,
go ahead.
That dynamic player that he is his running game.
Say that again.
That's a good point you made about Lamar Jackson, about his running and his throwing ability. But isn't that what makes him the dynamic player that he is? And if he comes to Miami, if he comes to Miami, do you think Mike McDaniel is going to utilize his running along with
you're gonna utilize his running, but in the event of an emergency. See, in Baltimore, they use it as part of the offense. We don't need him to use it as part of the offense. We just need him to use it as part of an emergency. Tua can't do it in an emergency situation. Skyler can, but he doesn't. You see what I mean?
Yeah, Baltimore.
We don't want
have no receivers.
We don't want to have a quarterback keeper design play unless it's 4th and 1. You see what I'm saying? They have him over there religiously.
I mean, with the weapons y'all got, if y'all had somebody that could make all the throws, that could open out so many more route combinations that it would be hard to stop those two. Like y'all got two of the fastest receivers and the fastest running back in the league. Do you
You
know
don't
how
have
much
to
Tua
worry
is
about the
setting y'all back?
underthrows.
Yeah, Tua is setting y'all back a crazy amount, and it's sad because I hear y'all. Some of y'all think he's the guy, some of y'all don't. He's clearly not the guy, and I'm not
Steve,
even like a Tua hater. I just think that he's not good enough to make all throws, and when you're not good enough to make all throws, you're holding back the whole team. It's
Steve,
not.
your audio is real bad, bro. It's just real bad. I'm sorry, bro. Showtime, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Great. Talk to us. Are you there, Showtime?
Yo, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what you got on this, man?
Hey, just wanted, I don't know, man. It's I've been a Fins fan for my whole life too. And I was born in '85, so
Same.
we haven't done much. We haven't done a whole lot since then. I don't know, man. This season, people, when we start 3-0, people they're like, oh, this feels different. This is Miami's chance. You know, this is their year. And then we lose 3 in a row and go back to 500, you know? We did this like a few years ago too. We started off 3-0, and then we had a Monday night game against New Orleans in week 4, and we got stomped. And then we went like on a 7-game losing streak after that. So the 5-game winning streak we went on this season, where Tua looked decent. Those were 5 games that at the time we were playing against teams we definitely should have beaten. And he took care of business. He came back from his injury, took care of business. But the second we hit some adversity, man, he just fell apart. I don't know. I don't think he's the answer, man. I wish we would go another route. It's not hating on Tua. It's nothing like that. You know, he had a decent season for us. He sacrificed. You know, who knows if he's ever going to be the same again. Who knows if he should honestly even play football anymore, honestly. You know, take care of your health first, man. But I just don't think I think this is about as good as it's going to get with Tua, man, and we're going to waste Hill and Waddle, and we're going to I don't know. That's basically it, man. I just wanted to vent that out. It was rough. I heard you after the game the other day too, TD, and I agree. I think they lost the game in the first quarter. I know we made it interesting throughout. I know we crept back into it, even took the lead. But even our defense, that game against Buffalo, our defense did good. They were opportunistic. They gave up a lot of yards and stuff, but they've done that all season. But they made some plays too for us, and they kept us in the game at times. But throughout the season too, that in seasons past, when we start 1-7 and then go on a 7-game winning streak at the end of the season, those seasons that we've had in the past, the defense has kind of been our anchor. You know, they might start off a little slow or whatever, but by the end of the year, we're top 10 usually in most, if not all, defensive statistics. And this year too, man, they didn't get hardly any turnovers. They gave up tons of yards. They allowed tons of points. And when Tua wasn't out there, especially, man, we're not built like those Indy teams, man, that didn't have a defense and they could run and gun. Sure, it looks like it on paper. We have the weapons, but we couldn't execute. And once teams started figuring out McDaniel's game plans too, and the way he was calling plays, I don't know, man. I think he, in the Buffalo game too, I think he showed his inexperience as a head coach, burning all our timeouts because we can't get plays into our quarterback. You know, it's a wild card game. You got a rookie quarterback out there, and you're taking delayed game penalties on like 4th and inches. That's ridiculous, man. It was just just the way the Dolphins always let you down, man. It's a bummer.
So what would you do, bro?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be available in the draft as far as finding something to potentially replace Tua.
In the draft?
Yeah, where we'll
With
be
a
at.
second round pick?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we'll get, but
Hey,
we
Hurts
got. I
was a
think
second round pick.
there's
You never
chances to
know.
find one, but I think Thompson. I think if we would have not started, not even messed with Bridgewater being a starter when Tua was out too, and just let Thompson be our backup from the get go, I think it would have benefited him too, because he might be a decent quarterback. Who knows? You know, he showed some decent signs out there. The game Sunday definitely wasn't on him. I mean, he missed some throws and stuff like that, and missed some looks when Hill was open. But Waddle dropped some balls, man. That first that he had of the game was a killer. Hill was dropping balls. They couldn't get the play called in. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I don't know where to go. I don't know if we can attract any of these veterans in free agency, or I just don't know what we're going to do. Sounds like we're going to roll with Tua again anyway. So
Nah, if to fix y'all team, the two signings that would greatly impact y'all is getting Tom Brady and getting Josh Jacobs. If y'all get those two, y'all offense is dynamic. It'll be even more crazy because Josh Jacobs don't have a line in the Raiders, and he still led the league in rushing. Brady is going to diagnose anything anybody in this division is ever going to throw to him, especially with these wide receivers. And then you got Josh Jacobs in the backfield. That's going to take your offense to a whole another level.
I agree. Let me make one point though, just to kind of give the non-Tua believers, myself included, a little bit of hope. Two things. So first, I think we probably all remember what happened with the Arizona Cardinals Josh Rosen situation, and that was even more extreme than this, where they drafted Josh Rosen first round, 10th overall, and the very next year they get the first overall pick and take Kyler Murray. So it's not unprecedented. And on top of that, they did say in the offseason, about the same time we just said we're going with Tua, that, you know, Josh Rosen is the guy, he's the guy. And then what did they do? They changed their mind. People don't even really think about that anymore because it somewhat has worked out. Not really, but so there's
yeah, but
still
that's
hope that we
also
can make a
because.
big move.
But
Second
Miami
thing,
was one of the sucker teams that took a shot on Rosen too, you know. So we
yes,
don't.
no, I hear
We
you.
have.
I'm just saying it's not unprecedented for a team to commit, and we didn't even give like the strongest endorsement or commitment to Tua. You know, we did say at the end, we said he's our quarterback, but then Chris Greer also said we're evaluating every position, every player, every coach, everything. So that kind of gives me a bit of hope that, you know, we could still make a move that would shock the league. I forget what the second thing I was going to say was, but that's the main thing. You know, like, don't lose hope just because they said what they said. You know, it's unlikely, and I'm not going to hold my breath for that kind of move to happen. But just because they said what they said doesn't mean, you know, we're for sure sticking with Tua. We've seen teams say one thing and then do another afterwards. So there's a bit of hope in that regard.
And to your point, we're only in January, and free agency
Exactly.
is like 2 months away. So they still could change their mind, but we don't know.
And I just remember the second thing I was going to say. The second thing I was going to say is, even if they already had a plan to move on, which I mean I hope they do, but even if they did or didn't, if they did and they couldn't make that move yet, they're not going to say, you know, we're not committing to Tua at this point. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want that negative press until they're going to get it if they make that move. So let's just say they had a plan to bring in Brady, and it's already sort of in motion. They're not going to rock the boat now until you know it's a little closer to when they can actually make that move, and the press is going to be crazy anyway. Why start that now? You know, be committal to the guys you have. Everything is status quo, and then bang, make a big move. That's kind of what I hope happens, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. I don't have much faith in the organization, though. They'll probably end up rolling with Tua.
So then, wouldn't Greer be backing himself into a corner by saying Tua is the starter for next year? I mean, He just doesn't just say nothing. Like just kind of go on the line where
but that would
we're
also rock the
evaluating
boat. That's the
everybody. Like
problem.
you know what I mean? Like we're evaluating everybody. I think what he was trying to do there was he just doesn't want the constant questions right day after day. So
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to rock the boat, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I mean, you talk about rocking the boat, but then if I'm Greer, I just say, look, we're assessing everything. We're taking.
I'll be right back in 5 minutes, fellas.
We're taking it day by day, and I mean, let's just one thing at a time. Let's. So I mean, like, let's. I don't understand why Greer would do that, right? If he later on he's going to get absolutely destroyed by the media, right? They're going to be calling him out for being a liar, right? By saying Tua's a starter next year. Well, what happened between then and now, right? Like,
I think they'll quickly forget about that if the move he makes works out. If you bring in Brady and you have a successful season, I think they'll quickly forget about that, and I don't think anyone will care.
Triple. I'm all for that. I'm all for bringing in Brady because he doesn't cost you draft picks, right? So I mean, he only costs you salary, and he'll work it in a way where he'll help the team, right? He'll take discounts. He'll do whatever he has to do, right, to help this team win because he's all about championships. So I'm all on board with that. I love a lot of what you're saying. I just from Greer's standpoint, I think he's really just backing himself into a corner here because
no doubt.
I mean, it's almost like he's flip flopping, right? He goes, okay, one day we're on to Tua, next day we're on to Brady. I hope that's the plan, but I just have, like you said, I have no faith in this front office to get this right. Like, and it's just that's the most depressing thing as a fan for me is that I go into next year thinking it's already over. Like, and that's a sick feeling I have because I have no faith in these guys. That's all I'm trying to say.
I feel you, man. I feel you. And I've been listening to a few other shows. I listen to Steven's show quite often. I listen to Big O on occasion. And one thing I've been hearing a little bit, like the Fins Tailgate is another one that's been saying this quite a bit. The only thing that's really, truly going to make Stephen Ross correct course and make big-time changes, because think about it. As currently constructed, think about how many people are happy that we're keeping Tua. He has the entire Alabama fan base that's happy for keeping Tua, that he gets to keep in this fan base, buying tickets, buying jerseys. If he makes a move that is not favorable for a big part of the fan base, then he's not going to make that move because the bottom line is the most important thing. So right now, I think what a lot of people have been saying is you have to kind of affect the bottom line. If you're not going to be affecting his bottom line, then no big changes are going to happen. And how does that happen? People stop showing up to games. People stop buying merch because we want a better product. People stop buying season tickets. But it's tough because Miami's such that kind of environment where people want to go. So it's hard to tell a diehard fan not to get that season ticket anymore. They're still probably going to get it. But I think if you start affecting the bottom line, that's when you'll really start to see the organizational changes that we want to see. Because if he's making the same money or even more, it's hard to tell a guy making all that money with what he's doing to change what he's doing.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but I feel like also there's a part of the diehard fan base, right, that's outside of Miami and can't go to every game like me. Like I'm not, and part of me doesn't want to go next year because I don't want to watch a mediocre product. I don't want to spend $300 on a ticket, and then I have to book a flight, hotel, food, even. Like I don't know if some like other people are the same way as me who are outside of the Miami area or outside of Florida for that fact.
I'm with you, Greg. Canada, man. I'm with you.
I go to one game a year, and I'm in Canada, but I don't think I'll go to a game next year.
Yeah, I was looking at going to a game down there.
Start affecting that bottom line, even if I'm just 1 or 2 tickets, me and my dad.
And that's the thing too, Matt. I know it's a business in the end, and like I hear you about like the fans. You don't want to turn off certain fans and whatnot, but I mean, the Alabama fan base. Like how many of them are honestly Miami fans, or are they just buying a Tua jersey because Tua was their guy? Like shit. Half of our home games this year, the opposing fans had just as many people in attendance as we did. I don't know, man. The Miami fan base too, especially on our home games, sometimes it's disappointing to see. It's the same thing like with the Heat and basketball. I don't know what it is down there, but I'm not from there. I don't live close to there, but that's like what I see on the other side of the country, man. So
it's tough times.
And back to your point, I already said a statement on a YouTube channel. Until we win a playoff game, I'm not buying any merch. I'm on that statement.
It's going to be a while then, bro.
Not buying any merch until we go back to the original logo.
And the tough thing too is, back to the whole Tua conundrum. Like we were kind of saying earlier, he's good enough to win you games. I think he's even good enough to the point where if he's healthy at the end of the year and we beat up enough scrubs, next year will be tough because we have a hard schedule. But in a season where maybe in 2025, where maybe we have an easier schedule, I think he's the perfect guy that you could even get to the playoffs, maybe even win a playoff game, maybe even win 2. But then I think it's all going to come crashing down. So I think he has the ability to fool a lot of people where he can make you think he has the goods enough to win a Super Bowl, but and maybe he does. That's the other thing I want to put that caveat. I could be wrong. We could all be wrong. Maybe he never gets hurt again. Maybe he's the answer. That'd be awesome because then that means we have a guy, right? But I think a lot of us see what happened over the past 3 years, and we don't think that's likely. And it's just tough because I think he could fool people if he actually isn't the guy. If he actually doesn't have the goods. And that with the roster that we have, he can get us to some playoff games, get us maybe a playoff win here and there. But I don't think we'll ever sniff a Super Bowl, which is what we all truly want deep down.
You said who? You think who's not going to get y'all to a Super Bowl? If y'all get Brady, y'all probably go to the Super Bowl next year.
No, I'm talking about Tua, bro. I'm talking about Tua. He's the perfect guy
no.
that he could even get you to the playoff. I mean, you could say he kind of did this year. He missed a few games, but he was the primary starter, and we made the playoffs, right?
If y'all played Tua with the Jets, y'all probably wouldn't have made the playoffs.
I can't even argue that.
I agree.
Maybe he would have played better, but I argued with one of my friends who's a Patriots fan the other day, and he was like, "Man, if you guys had Tua in that playoff game," and he had made the same argument about the Jets game. He's like, "Oh, Tua would have at least put up more than 11 points." And I'm like, "Well, you don't know that. He didn't play the Jets either time this year. They have a top 3, top 2 defense. So to say that, especially when he's put up stinker performances against some of the best defenses, I don't think you have the ground to stand on to say that kind of statement." So
exactly, and y'all struggle with 49ers and Robert Saleh came from the 49ers.
Another one of the
so
top defenses.
He's going to definitely look at the tape or the 49ers tape and why he struggled and implement that with his defense.
Guys, Tua wasn't making it through that last Jets game. I mean, Skyler took an absolute beating. The Jets front four is elite, probably about the best in the NFL, and they would have gotten after Tua. I don't even think Tua survives a half in that game. Can't stay healthy.
And they all young. And the thing is, they got draft picks to get better, and they got cap space to get better. And they don't got to worry about Zach Wilson because Zach Wilson, they're probably going to trade for somebody. Y'all better pray and hope they don't get anybody good at quarterback. Y'all better pray.
They probably will. They probably will.
I think the turning point, guys, for our franchise was that 2020 draft where Greer just didn't hit on enough players, and then he went chasing after Band-Aids, right? Like, I mean, Teron Armstead was the remedy to fix because Austin Jackson didn't pan out. They had to re-sign X. They had to give him what he wanted because Noah Igbinoghene wasn't progressing, right? So when your young draft picks don't hit, and enough of them don't hit, then you have to go to free agency to supplement everything to just, compete. And you have to throw up a lot of mistakes, and that gets awfully expensive. And now your cap starts to get affected. Now you can't do as much, in years 3 and 4 of your quarterbacks, a rookie deal, because now you're trying to backtrack and solve other positions that you failed upon. So now, worse than that purgatory, in my opinion, where, what way do we go?
And the thing is, what can y'all say y'all can get that's going to actually really make y'all team better? Like, it's not too much y'all can do to make y'all team better than what it is, but get a quarterback. Because y'all want to, okay, you can go on free agency. What is really going to be in free agency? Another fast receiver? Like, there's not too much y'all can really do.
I think a linebacker would help a lot.
A
I think,
linebacker.
ironically, I think a guy like Devontae Parker would help a lot. Who we let go, and a lot of people hated on Devontae Parker, and he had a lower cap hit this year than Cedric Wilson would have had. And we all saw what Cedric Wilson was. Granted, he
Y'all
did
don't
have that
need
big
more
punt return.
receivers. Y'all don't need more
What's that?
receivers. Y'all need a quarterback. Y'all need a quarterback that's going to play consistent,
Even
average
if
to
we
good
got
football.
a good quarterback, though, I would still like a Devontae Parker type. Go
And
up and get it, because that's what we lack. And we saw how our receivers got bullied against more physical teams. I want a guy that can win at the line and win the contested jump balls.
And the thing is, too, the teams that's already good have draft capital and money. Like the Chargers got draft capital. The Jets got draft capital. Everybody has draft capital to get even better. It's not too much y'all can do to get better instead of overpaying guys and pushing more cat down the road. That's what type of trouble y'all in. That's all I can say.
What do you see for this upcoming season, G Money Uptown? What do you think the Browns? How do you feel about their team and the season coming up? After Deshaun got a couple games under his belt, how are you feeling? I'm curious.
Hold on.
I guess he.
Say that one more.
What's up? No, I was just wondering how, as a Browns fan, or you say you're a football fan, I know you like Deshaun. I'm wondering what your outlook is on the Browns this upcoming season. After Deshaun got a couple games under his belt, how are Browns fans feeling? How are you feeling about the Browns this upcoming season? I'm kind of curious.
I feel fine because we got a new defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz. He's going to make the defense played horrible this year. The defense was ranked 32nd in the league for most of the year because they was horrible stopping the run. Jim Schwartz is going ahead of defense playing way better. Deshaun already said end of the season press conference that he was going to sit down with Kevin Stefanski to figure out how he can make the offense more explosive because the offensive play calling was horrible. I mean, you got to think they had to switch from playing with Jacoby Brissett to playing with a quarterback that can make plays after the play breaks down. You know what I mean? So they had to switch from knowing that the play is over, Jacoby's about to get sacked, to Deshaun Watson can run out of 2 sacks, run around the corner, and throw the ball 30 yards down the field. Like it was a time they say he played bad, but if you watch the tape on Deshaun Watson and see how he played, it was times where people were pulling at his leg and he throws the ball 30 yards down the field to the tight end, and it was a dot. Like it didn't have air under it. It was a dot. Like he could make all the throws. He just got to get a full all season under his belt, and they're going to probably get more wide receivers. Like they probably get DeAndre Hopkins. Like,
damn,
if you think about it.
That would be nuts.
Like they're going to run. The owner said
Cooper.
The owner said he want to turn into an air raid offense. So they might go get Brandon Cooks. They might go get Will Fuller. They might go get DeAndre Hopkins. Like there's no telling what they're going to do because what they're going to do is restructure his deal after Lamar gets franchise tag. So they're going to clear up like 40, 50
I like
mil.
the rookie receiver y'all had too, David Bell. I think he could be pretty good.
Nah, he's just a guy.
You don't like him?
He hasn't. Nah, he's just a guy. He's not no real person. But like this is what I'm saying. Everybody's getting better, and y'all, I wouldn't say stagnant. Y'all just need a quarterback. If y'all don't get a quarterback, it's going to be a real rough season for y'all. Like even the Browns are getting better because the Browns had way too much talent for them to be ranked 32nd in the league. Like for me, what I thought they was going to do when they played y'all, because they got the corners to keep up with y'all receivers. I thought they were going to play press man, bump and run, because that's what I would have did, and not give Tua any time to, like, if you play bump and run against those receivers, they're small. It's not like a video game. Like, they're small. You can put hands on them, disrupt the timing, and give Myles Garrett more time and Jadeveon Clowney more time to get to the quarterback. That's what I thought they were going to do, but with the defensive coordinator, he likes to play zone. Like, we were ranked like 3rd or 4th in the league and playing zone. He plays zone too much when you got good corners. That's why he got fired, because the defense stunk. And you had too many top players. Like, we got a rookie corner that shut down Mike Evans when they played. Like they had too many good players to be ranked 32nd. So, I mean, I just hope, because I wanted Watson to come to Miami. I really did, because it would have made things so much easier, especially at the time they would have got him. He would have already got suspended, or if he didn't get suspended, he would have played. Because at the time, I don't think they could have suspended him, and y'all probably would have made the playoffs that year. And then he probably would have got suspended the next year. Which, if y'all would have probably won the Super Bowl that year, y'all would have been fine. Because I don't even think the
100%.
Bengals were that good that year. The Bengals was average at best, and they got there off of, I wouldn't say luck, but I mean,
Joe Burrow was
defense
just
played
magic
good and they
that
kicked
season.
field goals. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think like y'all had a better roster than the Bengals. You know what I mean? And with a better quarterback, it probably would have went a whole lot different. That's how I see things. But
Yeah, I hear you.
unless y'all make y'all owners like he said, stop spending money with them. Unless y'all make y'all owners make a change, it's not really going to happen. Because our coaches at the Browns, they know that this year they punted on it. They was like, all right, well, Watson's only playing 6 games. They didn't expect Jacoby Brissett to play as good as he did. So this year for them, they said, all right, well, we punting on this year. We're going to get ready for next year. Next year, they making moves now because they know if they don't produce next year, most of that coaching staff is probably going to get fired. So they're all in. I'm just trying to wait and see what type of moves they make because they already know they have the quarterback. They're going to fix Deshaun's going to talk to the coach. He's going to say, these are the plays I want to run. These are the plays that I'm more comfortable with. And this is how we can turn this offense into something special. And that's what they're going to work on all season. He already said he's going to be throwing the ball all season with Mark. He needs some receiver that can get open. He already had, or I should say, if they or the line to where they can't double Myles Garrett all the time, it's going to be a good game for a lot of people. Like it's going to get real scary. I mean, the Browns always had a good offense. I mean, a good team. They just Baker Mayfield, he sucked. That was the only problem, and you see that this year how Baker Mayfield looked without Kevin Stefanski. But
guys, I think another thing that we're forgetting too is that Stephen Ross, he's a businessman first, and he is making a lot of money with this franchise and ticket sales, jerseys and whatnot. Behind Tua, right? Tua's a brand. I mean, the guy's got a whole cult behind him, and as long as that cult is in the building, spending their money, Stephen Ross, he don't care. He's just gonna keep doling out the same hope and dreams and whatnot. And sticking with this man, right? Like they see the amount of attention Tua gets. He's polarizing, and unfortunately for us, what I call true Dolphin fans, we're just caught up in it all, right? We're kind of victims of circumstance, and that Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, have been all about Tua since Alabama days, and they see the amount of excitement and hype this man creates. And they're not going to pass up those dollars. They're just going to keep milking it for everything that it is, right? So what have they done now? They have brought back the man who appeases an entire cult, right? Tuanon, the Tuaneers. They're loving this move, right? I was watching another stream last night, and the Tuaneers there were actually laughing at us because all the Tua haters, the Tua non-believers are all up in their tears now. Well, they just have to deal with it. What are y'all going to do next year? They were saying. Tua's back. He's back, baby. That's all I heard. And it was depressing, right? Having to listen to all that because you know what? They get their way. I don't. I got to put up with more the same nonsense with this franchise because, they all want to, prop this man Tua up on a pedestal. Those fans don't care what the Miami Dolphins do. They only care to watch Tua on Sundays. And it's just depressing. I'm defeated as a fan, and I've been a fan since, like I say, 1983, and I just don't know what else to do with this. Like, I can't leave the Dolphins. I'm in a toxic relationship. I love them. They don't love me back, but I can't leave. I'm a diehard. It's in my blood. Dolphins all the way. I live and die with the team, and that's why I come to TD's show because at least it uplifts me, right? It gives me hope because I agree with a lot of what TD says. and what he has to say, and he makes sense of a lot of things. So for me, it's kind of like, I start to feel better about the Dolphins because he brings context into it. He breaks it down, and I'm really appreciative. I can't even say anything more, TD. I really appreciate you, and I
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I love rocking with all you guys. You guys are fantastic. You're true Dolphin fans, and that's why I tune in. That's why I subscribe to TD, and I just hope that he continues, making great content because I'm here for it. That's all I gotta say.
Salute, bro.
Thanks.
Boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'm here for next year with Tua. It is what it is. At the end of the day, all we can do as Dolphin fans all we can do is hope that it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just sitting here. I have the Lions. Like, I'm just looking at this Lions game, and I'm just looking at how easy this team makes it for the Dolphins. And I'm looking at the San Francisco and how hard they made it. And it's just crazy to me. Even in this Lions film, which I want to play a little bit of it, even in the Lions film, we just throwing the ball. It don't matter. We throwing the ball in triple and double coverage, and it's batted away. And then long as we just keep on throwing it, we're going to catch enough to get enough. And it's crazy to me, man. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring up this Lions film. I'm gonna go to a game where Tua absolutely just had a day. And I want us to really look at, the great games. And maybe we can come to either appreciate it or realize maybe it was easier than the rest of the teams. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all don't keep chatting if y'all have anything to say. You can go ahead and say it while I'm pulling this up, man. Let's see something. All right, I got baby girl on my lap, chilling. All right, let me bring this over here. One moment, guys. All right, let's see. Here we go. Share screen.
Hey, while we're waiting for you to get the film up, TD, I just want to give this opportunity. I know, obviously, none of us like the Patriots. I'm assuming, but that Master at Work video, I got to give a shout out to Master at Work, man. He did you and us as Dolphins fans dirty, but that was hilarious. The stop lying to these people compilation with the little kid and his dad. Man, I was dying on the floor laughing at that. I was
pretty
crying
funny
at the same time, but it was hilarious.
Pretty funny.
And actually, yeah, one more thing before you start. What do you guys think about what he said about hoping the Bills actually make it to the Super Bowl and then lose so they can go 0 for 5? Would you guys rather that, or would you rather them just lose as soon as possible so there's less risk of them winning that Super Bowl? I'm kind of torn.
I want the Bills out because my sisters want the Bills to in the Super Bowl, so I want the Bills out.
I do see the value, though, of having them more heartbroken by getting there and then going 0 for 5, and that's another joke you could, play against them. Man, y'all they couldn't even stop at 0 and 4 in the Super Bowl. You had to go 0 and 5.
Let them get to the divisional round 4 years in a row and lose that.
I like them out too, so that way we don't have any delusional fans saying, "Oh, if Miami would have beat the Bills, we could have been that far too."
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
TD, you're muted, just in case you were talking.
Hey, my bad. I didn't even realize. Thanks, bro. So this is the next play. This is a blitz, a delayed blitz. If y'all notice coming, right there, unblocked man on Tua. Right there, automatically. You know, if this was
sure
Skylar
this is not the Bills game?
No, I know, right? Exactly what they do, what the Bills were doing. You know, if this was Skylar Thompson, they would have said, he got to hit number 2. He got to hit number 2 right now. Don't make excuses. Like I said, they end up being a sack, and it's not Tua's fault. O-line didn't block up the blitzer. That would have been Skylar's fault, though. Hold on. Device add to your account. Associate iCloud. Yes. My bad, y'all. All right, next play. Quick 4-yard hitter. Tua hikes the ball quickly in the flat. 4 yards. Here's a 10-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. Look at this raggedy zone, but they playing it. This is a screen pass. That goes for 10. 9-yard pass to Jalen Waddle. Now they're looking like all-out blitz, but they'll bail one out. You got man coverage with single high safety. That's a good job, good ball placement by Tua to Waddle. And the next one was a pass that was fumbled, a good completion, but it was fumbled and we turned it over. Fakes the handoff and just fumbled the ball. Quick little slip up the seam. Next drive, 24-yard pass. Now, fakes the handoff, pause. He already knows where he's going to go. This is just a timing route. You got a safety bailing, and Tyreek is about to go to the sideline. This is what you call wide open. He also got Waddle coming across the middle. But take the first read to Tyreek. Wide open. There you go. Easy money. Lions get nothing but windows. 7-yard pass. On this one, fakes the handoff again, dump it off in the flat. And this is where they'd have been like, Skylar should have been patient and hit Tyreek across the middle for the bigger gain. Good decision by Tua hitting the flat. He had a defender right in his face. Easy money. This is offensive holding, so we don't care about that. This is an incomplete pass to Mike Gesicki. Tua takes a snap. Pause right here. He's anticipating the Gesicki window, even though it just is not open. Gesicki never see. Usually you clearing that secondary easily, but the guy's backed up and got his body on Gesicki, and still has an opportunity. Just a bad throw. He sails it too high. He still had an opportunity. Gesicki gets the separation, but seems too high. And the safety's like, dang, I could have picked it off if I knew. But you didn't know. Now we got a 36-yarder to Tyreek Hill. I remember this one because we've seen it before. So they get on Skyler when he throws it underthrown like this. But at least Tyreek caught it. Underthrown pass, but look at the defense. This is what I want y'all to notice. Look at the defense. This is just bad defense. No safeties. Just run past you. Underthrown should have been a touchdown, but we'll take the big 35-yard chunk. Just terrible defense in this game, y'all. Tua takes the snap, fakes the handoff, Quick little slip right to Waddle between the coverage. You know his zone, just squeeze it in. And those are good throws, though. When he makes those are good throws. All right, here's another one to Jalen Waddle. This one's going to be incomplete. 2 to the right, 2 to it's a little screen. Waddle drops it. And finally, we come back to Waddle again, and we get the touchdown this time. Back to pass. Waddle beating him on the back end. Wide open. Easy money. Tua follows him the whole time. Knew where we were going. Next play, 42-yard pass. 42-yarder to Tyreek. Fakes the handoff. Let it develop. Now look at this. It don't get easier than this. Nobody following Tyreek and Waddle, and all you got are 2 guys deep. One-on-one coverage. Man-to-man. Waddle in the middle is going to turn his guy, and Tyreek one-on-one, you're going to put that up every time. The Lions are trash. Look at this. And then, actually, this is the best view. I wish we had this when it happened. Look at this. It look like, look, Tyreek. Look at Tyreek. And Tyreek has to come find the ball. Oh, there you go. The ball is thrown literally probably 15 yards away from Tyreek should have ended up. Big play, though. We'll take it any day of the week. Look at Tyreek. Tyreek had to go find the ball. Tua just heaved it up as hard as he could. Tyreek had to go find it. This has to go towards the end zone. Tyreek, where is it? Where is it? Oh, hold on. Let me go get it. Got it. Told y'all we be running 40-yard comeback routes. All right, next one is a 5-yard play. Right now, Tua got about 140 yards, pretty much. All easy work, with the exception of maybe 2 passes through the seam. Tyreek in the zone for about 5 yards. And then here we go, another touchdown for 29 yards to Waddle. Look at this defense once again. You let the receiver get behind everybody. Look at this, wide open Waddle. Good job, though, throwing that in stride by Tua. But easy money. Easy money. No, nobody said completions are a problem. Nobody has a problem with the completions here. We simply are showing you how easy it was. You compare this defensive scheme to them other defensive schemes that we got shut out on. Stop thinking that it's Tua. It's these defenses being stupid. I bet Tua wish he had this one back. He had Waddle coming across. It would have been nice. Look at Waddle. But he ain't looking in that direction, so I understand why he not. But Waddle at the 40-yard line, at the 38 actually, coming across. That would have been a nice hit for him. Instead, he finds a guy right in the zone shallow, but that's smart anyway. He gets the first down. All right, we got an incomplete pass to Cedric Wilson. The rear, oh, crap. I screwed that up. All right, incomplete pass to Cedric Wilson. Fakes the handoff. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. And it would have been a 4-yard completion in a raggedy zone. 14-yard pass to Sherfield. It's the Cedric Wilson and Sherfield hour. And this is the same route Sherfield runs every time he catches a ball. 15-yard dig or comeback. Look at him. Going, stop on a dime, turn around. Every time Sherfield catch a ball is that same route on one side or another typically. All right. Here's another incomplete pass. All right. So this one here kills me. This one here kills me. So this time they actually have the help they need. They got 2 high safety, right? Tua's just going to put it up there deep regardless. And this time they finally play it decent. He got him beat if it was led up. And you can't nitpick the accuracy of passes this deep. It's like saying if you would have put two more feet on it, that's impossible for. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some quarterbacks throw these dimes, but it's impossible on throws like this. 2 more feet, you know. The guy was able to get in the picture and bat it away in double coverage. We're taking shots. We're going to take shots regardless whether it's open or not. Here we go again. This is another play where look at the defense. You have the slot receiver one-on-one with a safety. This is too easy. And I know that they're probably going to back out of this because it's that easy, but this is ridiculous. And you got Waddle uncovered. They're going to back out of it, but this is an advantage off the rip. We can Waddle across the middle. Easy. If you already know where you're going with the ball, just fire it. They already behind. Tyreek Hill. Tyreek, look at this. Wide open middle. Hit him. Every time it's the same thing. Zone coverage windows. And I told y'all in training camp, you play zone on Tua, he going to eat you alive. This is a sack. This is a sack right here. If it was Skyler Thompson, they would have been like, man, Tyreek is wide open in the middle of the field. You know, when I do the Skyler Thompson film study, we should have hit Tyreek right there in the middle, wide open, right? That's what they say. And I done lost my positioning. Give me a second. Now I got to find it again. Oh, boy. Waddle for 5 yards. Next drive. This should be where we are. We got that one. Field goal drive. Where we got these. Here it is. We're on the 5-yard sack. All right. Yeah. Like I said, this was Skyler right here. Oh my gosh. Pause right there. He has to anticipate. He has to hit Tyreek over the middle. Oh my gosh. Tua would have made that throw. No, Tua would have got sacked just like Skyler did in that game versus Buffalo. My point exactly. All right, this one's incomplete. Fakes the handoff. See, and this your famous play, T. Rich. The wheel route, guy in the flat, in the slant. So he got Sherfield right here. Who is that? Number 11 or something? He got them if he gonna anticipate. He got. Oh, never mind. He going up the seam. Hey, I gotta get better quality of this. Let me go back to it. This is that seam wrinkle. Same play with the seam wrinkle. We're going to have the wheel route, the flat, Sherfield up the seam, incomplete right there because Sherfield expected to get hit right away. Sherfield expected to get the ball right away on this play. Look at this. He waiting on it. Bam, Sherfield looking. Get it to me so I can go on up the field. Sherfield know he's the read on this, and Tua's looking right at it. I don't know why he doesn't. He pump fakes. I have no clue why. When it's right there, you got him, bro. Hit him. So he can go up to Sherfield just waiting. Sherfield's still waiting. Sherfield's still waiting. Now the guy in his face. Tua hesitated. He can't be indecisive like that. He know this playbook better than anybody. That's Tua's bread and butter. That's a shocker right there. Now a strike to Tyreek right away. The quick, simple stuff. Field goal after that. All right, let's go to the next drive. I'm trying to do this fast, y'all. Mike Gesicki, deep left. Pause right here. Look at the middle of the field. Gesicki coming loose. Just wide open, y'all. Catches it. Easy money. The Lions left the middle of the field open the entire day. Easy. Compare this to the Jets film and compare this to the 49ers and Chargers. Fakes the handoff, pause. Look at this. You see whoever going deep at the bottom of the screen? You see the middle of the field just wide open and Waddle coming across too? Look at this comeback. Just wide open in the zone. Run full speed. Tyreek stop on the dime. Catch the ball. Wide open, easy stuff. And Mike McDaniel knew it. That's why he ran those routes a lot in this game. A little 4-yard pass here. Play action. That's going to be a nice one. They're going to try to slip this out. Gesicki looked bad around in his routes. Good read. Quick hitter. Good job. All right. Tua, quick slant, Sherfield, easy money, cushion. See, this is all good. We can make plays. We can move the rock. We got a direct snap touchdown, so that's a running touchdown. We can put points up in this offense when a defense is playing the way they playing. We are strictly a product of what this defense is giving up. And do you see any man coverage? Another zone play action. Look at the crosser. Look, Tua's already throwing, right? And Waddle has to put on the Jets to go get Tua's ball. Tua's going to throw it no matter what. Look at Waddle put on the Jets in the middle of the field. You see how the linebacker there with him? Waddle's about to jet it. You see that? Dives in the air to grab it. Too easy. Here's an incomplete pass. Tua just throwing it. We're going to pause it right here. Look at Tyreek. Zone coverage. Wide open again in the middle at the next level. And this time, the linebacker finally got some depth on it and backed into the lane. And they couldn't connect. Couldn't connect. Next one. Quick pass to Sanders. Then we ran the ball 4 times in a row to get all the way down by the red zone. Here we go. Fakes the handoff. Good flip out. That was a good precision on that 2x2, the little 3-yard pass. All right, Mike Gesicki, 11-yard touchdown right here. Gesicki wide open. Look, like. Do y'all see this? Can it get any easier than this? Watch Gesicki at the bottom in the slot. Can it get any easier than this? Oh. Can it get any easier than this for Gesicki? Just a raggedy zone. That's all it is. So we got an MVP in this game. Tua's becoming an MVP because of this game. Zone coverage the entire game. Screen pass, -2 yards. Another 18-yard chunk to Waddle right here. Oh, we got man on this one, though. Oh, they bumped each other. That's why. Even in man coverage, they were trash. Look at the defenders running to each other. That's why Waddle was open on the man coverage. Watch you run into him. He bang. Waddle wide open. Even on man coverage, they messing up the man by running into each other. Too easy. Too easy. Zone coverage again. Nobody following Tyreek. Pause right here. And nobody on the sideline boundary guarding. And you got a wide open shirt. Oh, well, he threw it out. Incomplete. Gosh, I thought he would have hit Sherfield. That's a bad read by Tua. Get it to Sherfield. He got the boundary. We punt the ball on that one. And here's the last drive. Here's the last drive. Zone coverage again. Now the wheel route is there. They ran into each other again, y'all. Look at this. They ran into each other again. Look at the defenders. Nope, he ran into our guy. That's a pick play somewhat. The wheel route is there. Same play. Wheel route, slant, flat. There go your play, T-Rich. This time we find the wheel route. Too easy. Give me a second, y'all. You said 1 o'clock. Yeah. All right. Next play. Now this one, Tyreek across the middle. Tua missed him, but then he finally came to him. Tyreek finally beat his man on the jam. That's how bad the Lions are. Look at this. Look at Tyreek at the top of the screen. Watch what Tyreek does. He gonna beat his man on the jam. Right there. Oh, crap. I hate when I do that. Tyreek at the top in the slot. Oh, my gosh. What is going on with this thing? Bam. Tyreek right there. Open. Tua's looking at the safety to try to move him off because he wants to go to whoever at the bottom of the screen, one-on-one. That's where Tua want to go. And that's why he's looking the safety off. And he looks that way. That's why he was never looking at Tyreek on the first read here. And this is what I be telling y'all. He's not processing, the field. He's just looking a guy off. This is a perfect example of what I be trying to tell y'all. Tyreek comes open right away, but it doesn't matter. Tua wants to take the one-on-one go route in single high. So he's going to try to off-look the safety. And if he does, he want to take that shot. But the pressure got there before he could take the shot. Pause right here. Right there, Tua knows, man. Hit Tyreek in stride. That might be a touchdown if you do it right now. But he's never looking at Tyreek right here. He's looking at the safety because he already know he wants to take the go route at the bottom. The safety looks like he's headed that way, so he doesn't want to take that shot. Actually, it ain't even a go. So what is he looking at? You got one-on-one at the bottom. What were you looking at? Just a little. What are you looking at right here? What more do you need to see? And Tyreek even like, hey, man, I'm here. And then he rolls out because of the pressure, then throws it. So it's good that we got it eventually. And this is where they say Skyler holds on to the ball too long. He needs to fire it. Man, they all do that, and they all also make plays, man. But there goes your Lions game. We're gonna do some Bears. We're gonna do some Browns. Maybe later today or tomorrow. We're gonna do some Bears. We're gonna do some Browns action. All y'all on the panel. How difficult did the Lions make that MVP level game?
Not that difficult. I do want to say, though, you still got to give him credit because he still could have missed the easy throws. He did make them. While it's
Absolutely.
not necessarily
Absolutely.
difficult, he did still have to make the plays. And I don't like to I feel like I do have to give him that small
absolutely.
Credit.
Absolutely.
But
we're talking about that's the baseline for MVP status.
Yeah, no, I don't. I never bought the MVP stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Those are those games we were supposed to win. That was in that 5-game winning streak. Those were those teams: Detroit, Houston, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. All those teams weren't doing very good at the time we were playing them. Some of them kind of rolled around later in the season, but yeah, those were the games we were supposed to win. He was supposed to make those throws, those easy throws, complete those easy throws because they were against lesser opponents, So
and I've seen quarterbacks bomb those throws. So Tua gets the credit. At the end of the day, he made the throws. He delivered it where they needed to be delivered. But people act like you're not supposed to gauge level of difficulty, because my point of the matter is 80% of the quarterbacks in the NFL does that, if not more, in that game.
Exactly. Yeah. That's nothing. That's not a spectacular performance, or not. It's not like he's the degree of difficulty on those throws. No, it's not. It's not like it's anything super impressive. Yes, he does get the credit for making those throws. Of course, he was accurate, completing high percentage passes and stuff. But again, look at the competition. Look at how easy, like you were pointing out, TD, how easy the Lions were making it too. That's why the level of difficulty on those throws wasn't so hard. You saw it there, man coverage. The Lions are picking each other off for Waddle.
TD, I was at that game, and I remember saying to a lot of Lions fans that were sitting around me, said, "Well, why can't you got an MVP there?" I said, "Guys, it's a lot of easy zone. That's exactly what Detroit's playing. You guys aren't even putting the pressure. I mean, Miami's offensive line that game gave Tua a lot of clean pockets. It was just a pitch and catch game. I mean, I don't know what the Tuaniers and all those guys are watching. I mean, yeah, Tua made some throws, but I mean, it was like you say, it was a lot of easy, reads. It was a lot of easy, pitch and catch. So, I mean, good for Tua. He made throws that 80%, 90% of quarterbacks make in this league. So, really, it's we're just getting excited about a guy. Well, I'm not getting excited, but a lot of fans are getting excited about, what a regular quarterback should do.
So, to my haters in the comment section, if that was the Miami Dolphins defense playing like that against the Buffalo Bills yesterday, and we lost the game, what would you have said?
Hey, can I add some context too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like a week or so after that game, the Lions fired their DB coach.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me be fair. Their starting Pro Bowl safety didn't play in that game either. They were hoping he was going to play. He didn't play in the game versus the Dolphins, but he was back the next week. But you are correct. They did fire their DB coach the week after.
And the reason why I wanted to bring that up, and I'm happy that you brought up the Lions film, is my question that I've had for a long time. We see the Chicago games, we see the Lions games. That's cool. We see what Tua looks like against those bottom tier defenses. But especially considering what's going on to next year, I feel like the slump that we had at the end of the season was because we faced smart defensive coordinators, just like you showed us with the video of Staley saying, "Hey, if you slow down 10 and 17, we're good." And then you had also the Packers defensive coordinator saying, "Oh yeah, once we made our adjustments, we were good." Essentially, these guys are telling you, 10 and 17 are pretty much the offense. You slow those guys down. Once you make adjustments to slow those guys down, Miami can't do anything else. So what do you think next
Tua
year?
can't do anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. So considering that we expect Tua to be our QB, what do you think next year when we face the Eagles, the Chargers again, and all of these other great defenses who has had an entire offseason of film to look at? What do you think they're going to do when they make their defensive adjustments and have more disguised coverages and all of that stuff?
Bro, you will always have the dumb bum defenses. You will always, at a minimum, have 5 teams play you like this every year. Believe it or not, Minnesota Vikings played us like this. That's why between Teddy and Skyler, we put up 400 and some yards. And they think they got it figured out because they won a lot of games. So you will always have at least 5 games where you run into bum defenses that play cover 2, give you cushion, or play the first down mark with no safeties. Like, did you see earlier in the film where they were just blowing coverage? They were putting 4 corners at the first down marker and Tyreek running right past them. That's what Baltimore was doing in the fourth quarter. Playing the sticks instead of the field. It's crazy, man. It's dumb football, but you'll always have defensive coordinators dialing that crap up. So I have the full confidence Tua's going to give you 3 to 4 more games just like that next year. Full confidence. Might even be 5 or 6, just depending on the teams. I have if he play a full season. But I also know when you play the Chargers again, when you play the Cowboys, when you play the Jets twice, when you play New England,
the Eagles,
when you play those teams, you ain't finna be doing what you did. You're not. They man up with help over the top. So make it tough all day. You got to be perfect. We just saw a deep ball on the right side to Tyreek underthrown, but it was caught. But if it was man coverage, that ain't happening. You saw another deep ball in the middle. Tyreek had to go track it down for 40, 50 yards, and it was caught. So these things don't happen like that in typical man coverage. You don't get those big chunks like that.
I also feel like one of the biggest factors is we got to remember we have a wide receiver duo the NFL has never seen before. Mm-hmm. No team has ever seen this level of speed and have to account for it on this level, right? This is something that you see in college football. So that's why I was saying, like, when these coordinators, even the bums, start to say, okay, like, how we know these guys are going to burn us no matter what, but how can we just slow them down enough to give our offense a chance, or, get Miami off of the field, because like you said, we know Tua isn't going to just extend the play always. He's not a Patrick Mahomes on that level, but I think the kind of shock from saying, dang, how do we cover 2 guys who run sub 4.3 speed, to now teams are going to say, okay, now we have enough film to realize that, this is the fastest wide receiver duo probably in NFL history. We kind of know how to contain them a little bit now. They're still going to get theirs, right? Because, not everybody can cover a Waddle and Tyreek for an entire game. We even caught the 49ers slipping at one point, but I feel like even the bum defenses are going to be ready to a certain extent, because this is something the league has never seen. You can't go back and look at film from previous teams because, like I said, Waddle and Tyreek, that's the fastest duo the league has ever seen. So you can't even use other teams as reference to even plan for them. This is like the full year to where teams can say, okay, we have 17 games of Waddle and Tyreek. Now we can assess, now we can plan. And I think next year is going to look completely different because of that.
Boy, oh boy. So somebody said man coverage gets you more yards if you have the ballers. Well, what happened in the Chargers game? What happened in the Chargers game? See, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I just feel like we might be screwed.
I agree.
100% agree right there.
And let me tell y'all how screwed I think we're gonna be. Something tells me they're gonna pick up the 5th-year option.
Oh no.
No.
That's that Greer pride.
No.
will.
I fully
No.
expect.
I agree.
That's
No.
that Greer pride. I fully expect it.
No way. No way. No way.
Greer's stubborn. He's stubborn.
100%.
Will you rather pay Tua 22 or 40 million?
No, I'd kick him out of the team.
Rather pay him 0.
0. Give me
Good answers.
Move on. Got to move on from Tua.
5th-year option, y'all.
No.
It's picking up. I might have to be a Jags fan.
I think it'll happen. And if they don't, they're gonna sign an extension.
So who?
Tua.
Thompson.
They're gonna be real. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they'll pick it up, and then we'll look just as bad as when the Cardinals overpaid Kyler Murray.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep, that's probably exactly what's gonna happen. Greer and McDaniel are too invested into Tua right now.
I don't think. McDaniel, Greer. It looks like I know TD has said before, like certain things are out of Greer's hands, but now based off of the way he's talking and the way he's moving, it looks like it's sink or swim with his choices. And I don't know if he's trying to prove like, hey, I didn't mess up everything, especially the fact that he says he's going to take a shot with Liam and Austin. Yeah, he's everybody that he has touched, he's trying to prove that they're worth their weight in gold or whatever.
It's because that's his career on the line. He's the one who drafted all those players.
Correct.
So if they look bad, he looks bad.
Sick of this, man.
TD, I don't know if you had I had messaged you I think on Instagram. I was saying how similar this year for Tua was to Kyler's year, where he had that season before he got his paycheck. And when you look at the numbers, they missed almost around the same amount of games, but it is eerily similar. It's kind of like with Davis Mills, how we were saying Davis Mills had similar numbers to Tua last year.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Kyler had pretty much. They were a few hundred yards off. Kyler had a better completion percentage, but it was pretty much the same numbers. And I'm like, well, I've seen how people respond to that. Most people called the Cardinals crazy for giving Kyler the money, and most people say, hey, we don't think Kyler's a franchise QB, even though he's a first pick. But there's a different tune with Tua, and I'm like, they had the same level of production. Why is one being praised and the other one is like, oh no, get rid of him, he's not good of an asset? And I understand the whole Kyler Murray personality thing, but people also bring up his on-field production as well.
Hey TD, I got one question, TD.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm a big Dolphin fan, and I believe next year we're gonna be fucked up again. No QB. And I'm very sad to say it, you know what I mean? I was happy how far we made it to the playoff, My daughter would cheer me up. It's like winning the Super Bowl. You got your kids cheering you up and by your side. That was priceless. And she said, Daddy, why are you making farted? You won the ring, right? I was like, yeah, I won the ring. But nah. I'm tired of hoping I'm done. Hoping next year some magic happen, I believe in the summer gonna be a lot of crazy trades. Don't be surprised if somebody special come our way.
Not at that position. See, we always do stuff but like we'll go do something like we'll go get a top linebacker, right? Which we do need, and we'll go crazy. Oh, we ready for war next year. And that's all they'll need to get Dolphin fans back right to believing.
Hey, I got a question. I know you're a big fan of Ryan Tannehill. Will you get him back if he was available?
I don't want Ryan Tannehill. I know. You need a perfect team around him. You need a perfect team around him.
We have a perfect team?
Listen, here's what you got to realize. When the first guard or tackle get hurt, then what?
Wow. That's a problem. We don't got protection, TV. You know, we need a good, like you always said, we need a good wall to protect him. And that's it.
We need a good wall to protect Tua too. But the wall wasn't the issue in San Francisco.
I believe Tua is overrated. I'll be honest. He got great accuracy. He can put it around the pocket. But if he get touched, he's too fragile. So I'm very sorry, man. I was gonna get his jersey, but no way. I get Thompson jersey right now. That's what I'm buying right now. Thompson jersey for next year.
Wait until we win a playoff to buy it.
Yeah, I would hold up on buying a Skyler Thompson jersey, bro.
No, I'm buying it. He's what he did, make it to the playoff. That's history, Papo. That's history. Come on.
Really?
Yes. When made the playoff? When were you made the playoff?
We made it in 2016. But
oh wow, 2016. We're in 2023 now. Jesus Christ.
I mean, yeah, 6 seasons ago we made it. So
6 seasons ago. Wow. It's a long
All
time.
I know is we better hope the Jets don't get a franchise QB this offseason too.
I heard something about Lamar going to the Jets, man. There are rumors one day, huh?
All I'm saying is they have a top 5 defense. You put any QB, get their O-line healthy, and they have a rookie wide receiver and running back duo. The running back got injured, but when he was playing, he was really solid. All they're missing is a QB. If it's Derek Carr or Lamar, they're gonna be scary.
A lot of teams just missing the QB.
If they get Lamar Jackson, they're gonna win the AFC East. Mark my words.
For sure.
I think they'll get Derek Carr because he's a cheaper option, but they have 2 first-round picks. So they can do whatever.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna go for the big fish. They won't
Hell
take
yeah.
Derek Carr.
See, this is the issue. People need to realize next year is going to be so brutal, and here's why.
Why?
We got money.
The one thing nobody expected this year was to only need 9 wins to get in. Nobody expected that, okay? And the only reason that happened this year is because of the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Browns.
And the Steelers, right?
Yeah, and the Steelers. Those teams were the only reason because everybody expected Denver to hit the ground moving. You could understand the Browns due to the situation, but the Raiders, no, you expected more. Next year, man, you might have a whole different outlook. You might have a whole different outlook, and the teams that made it, they're here to stay.
Yeah.
And not to mention the Patriots didn't even make it. The Jets. These teams are supposed to be advancing forward. The Patriots got more money than almost anybody.
What about the Texans?
I ain't never worried about the Texans until I ain't never worried about them. But you got to look at it like this. The Patriots, with all that money, can bring in some real pieces. They should be playoff contenders. The Jets, if they get their quarterback, they should be playoff contenders.
Denver ended the year on a run.
Yeah, and Denver,
if they get the right coach, they should have a solid offense next year.
Exactly.
Especially with that defense.
So this is where, and we're not talking about teams like the Colts and, different stuff like that. The Raiders should be, and that's the only reason 9 was okay. You're going to need every bit of 11 in a lucky 10 in certain situations next year. You're going to need every bit of that. So it's going to be real. Actually, you still need it like 11. We were the only ones with 9 wins.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So outside of the Jacksonville situation over there in that whole division. But yeah, man, you don't never in Tennessee themselves might be more loaded next year. They have money. So we'll see. Listen, y'all, we're at 3. we're at the 3-hour mark. I went over my time. We're gonna pick this up where we left off later. If y'all want to come back this evening, we're gonna pick up where we left off. And hopefully some of you same guys can come back. We had some good conversation. I want to try to kick it off around maybe 6, somewhere around that.
Absolutely.
And I want to get a panel
Sounds
going
good.
right away because I'll be watching my baby girl, so y'all can help me do that by helping me with the panel. So let's try to shoot for 6, 7 latest, and we'll keep chopping it up. All right.
All right.
All
See
right,
you later,
fellas.
brother.
Thanks,
Peace.
TD. Thank you.
Thank you,
Peace out.
TD.
Thank you all. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out. I will see y'all soon. Peace.